You're a loser, bro.
So by the way, can we just talk about that fake intro quickly? You're a fucking bastard, bro.
What?
That It's Somali intro.
Oh,
right. Why am I a bastard? Why am I a dickhead?
Fucking pick the intro, you bastard.
What else was I gonna pick?
That was funny.
So, all I'm saying is not appreciate.
What else was I gonna pick? Your mum would enjoy it.
What?
Your mum would enjoy it.
My mom will punch you in your face, fam.
Your mum would enjoy it.
You're gonna be my mom. You can explain that story to her.
I will explain to her. He said it.
Nah, yeah, both of you are. I'm gonna play to my mom one day, and I want you to have that same energy. Tell my mom that I'm spent angry sound.
So do Somalis not speak fast?
No, but he said we was talking.
I said busy bone. I said one of the bones.
One of them bones.
Busy bone. I'm gonna put my mom. And you tell my mom that she sounds like busy bone, innit?
Do you know what I mean? So sound like busy bone.
You tell my mom she sounds like busy bone. Keep the same energy when you see her. Because we're gonna fly out together. You're gonna see my mom in 2 weeks.
Oh man.
What's going on, world? Welcome to episode 17 of the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast with me, Yemi, Mo, Peter, and we are joined by a very special guest. He goes by the name of Quincy OG, a rapper, a friend to the show, all-round great guy.
Don't know.
How we doing, guys?
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good.
It's a late one in the Kiki studios today, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yes, Mo was very tired. He was sleeping on the table before we start recording. But it's calm.
Lateness but greatness.
That's all.
like that.
Calm, man. For real. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, wherever you're at. Guys, how's your week's been?
It's been good, but before we get into like how everyone's week's been, yeah, now I want to address something, innit? A couple of episodes we spoke about Eminem, innit?
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I got to address it. I got to address it because like...
Well, before you do that...
Yeah, go on.
So audience, Peter has been feeling the pressure of not necessarily keeping the same energy with Eminem that he said he was going to with Mello. We were under the impression that he was... Shout out to Mello. We were under the impression that Peter was going to completely and utterly annihilate Mello's opinion and probably make Mello question his whole fandom of Eminem. Or maybe even his life. But when Mello came to the podcast...
Mello shit on Peter.
Peter was all buddy. He didn't really attack Mello's points like that. And
I'm gonna address
and
that.
Wait,
can I address it?
And we've made him feel a certain way. So much so that he has had to address it today.
Nah, I want to address it because I feel like you man are wrong. You man are wrong for making it seem as though I was gonna have this crazy aggressive opinion on Eminem and fans of Eminem's. That was never gonna be the case. I think in previous episodes I've said how I feel about Eminem. I feel like he makes horrible music. I feel like he's overrated. But he's a great lyricist. That never changed. Just because I didn't come on here and was like mad aggressive and sweating profusely and batting my chest,
Peter.
that don't mean that I didn't state my points. No, hold on, Yemi. No, I'm not even done yet, bro. Let me finish. I ain't even done yet. So I just want to say that, you know, sometimes like you can state your opinion without being aggressive and disrespectful, and that's what I did. Big up Mello, man. You man are not gonna make it seem like, you know, I needed to be disrespectful or
Peter,
angry to make people know that I don't like Eminem.
But all we were saying was you had a certain vim on previous podcasts that you didn't have with Mello.
Yeah, but listen to
That's
that,
all.
bro. I let out that vim on those previous episodes. Big up Rich too, because he started this conspiracy.
Yeah, definitely.
He started this.
I still don't feel like this. It just makes a great mix.
But you know
It's funny.
Do you know how? Do you know it's so mad? You
He's
man,
sweating because now he's got to address it.
it's so mad that you man got into my head so much. Yeah, I had an argument with my friend Kemi about this as well. Like literally the day after.
Yo.
I genuinely didn't feel like this. I still think it's bad now. I get why he didn't really do it.
He took his anger out on one...
No, but like, what did you man want me to say? I said everything I felt.
I feel like you got your Chris Konan.
Personally, I wanted an argument. Didn't get it. That's what I wanted.
He's a nice guy, man.
Huh?
He's a nice guy.
Of course, but Peter...
You guys are not serious, man. All right, now.
Mellow nice, Peter.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel how I feel about Eminem. I don't take back how I kind of handled that episode. I feel like I got my point across. People know how I feel about M. That's all I care about.
Man,
now we can go back to asking about everyone.
After doing this podcast, I never want to talk about Eminem again.
You did.
I know.
Don't worry, don't let Rich get in your head like that, fam.
I know. You really did, man.
Peter, how was your week?
Well, Rich has got this guy's head.
For real. Psychologized, man. Psychologized.
Shout out to Rich.
Can you imagine?
I've never seen someone get
It's mad, man.
in my life.
That's my big brother, though, man. Obviously, he's the only one that can. And Yemi too, actually.
That's it. Pete, how was your week?
No, my week's been cool, man. Been working. Started, working out again, trying to get rid of this belly.
Okay.
And yeah, man, just, reading a lot more. Just trying to,
Hot boy winter,
Nah, we got to call it something else, though.
autumn.
Nah, I don't know. Cool boy.
Suave
Cool
boy.
boy. I don't even know.
D'Angelo boy, summer.
Why has it got to be a D'Angelo boy?
I mean, you are.
A D'Angelo boy. Yo, don't ever call me a D'Angelo boy again.
Definitely D'Angelo boy.
Nah, my week's been all right, though, man. We thank God.
Come on. Mo, how was your week?
Hey, man, let me not get into it, fam. So, for the great good, my week's been good.
Okay. That was ominous.
Fam, there's some people on the cusp, but I'm not going to do that.
Q, how was your week?
Bruv, it's been good, man. Work hard, play harder.
I feel you.
That's really what it is, man.
Feel that.
Why are you putting on this, like,
Yeah, exactly. You got a
deep
man,
voice
man,
and all
deep
of a
voice.
sudden, innit? Like,
Yeah, audience, this is not his normal voice.
Do you know what it is, yeah? Do you know,
This guy's nervous,
Honest,
isn't it?
honest truth, yeah?
Lips, bro.
Honest truth, yeah? Like, this week, yeah? It's just been weird, bruv. Always check your junk mail, man. That's
Why, what
one-
happened?
that's
Oh,
one-
for real,
That's
for real.
the L
Yeah, yeah.
this week, man. Always check your junk mail.
you want to talk about it?
Post
the
pod,
pod,
post
off the
pod,
pod.
post pod,
Alright,
post pod.
Yeah, post
cool,
pods,
alright,
fam.
cool.
But yeah, always check your junk mail, man. You could be missing out on a big opportunity. Bro.
Big facts. Do it, man. Got to do it every day.
Yeah, how was your week, man?
Oh, you remembered?
Yeah, had to, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every episode, you man are racing to ask me how my day was. Just for you then to say, oh, you remember, didn't you?
Because that week you said, we're not going to ask me.
We legit weren't going to ask either.
I've never felt so bad in my life.
But the mad thing is, I've done that more than once on this podcast. There's been more than one occasion where you both haven't asked me how my day was or my week was.
Damn.
Look at the right side.
Yeah,
man.
Stay silent, stay
Ask for
silent.
the fun, that's why.
No, that's all good.
Now, when I say how's work?
Let me talk about my day, on my week. Thank you.
Right like that.
So yeah, week was cool. What did I do this week? I went to the Boiler Room Festival, the rap night. So shout out to Boiler Room and Bone Soda for putting together a very dope event. Saw the likes of JD Reed, saw D Double, Jamar, Joe K from Selection. Big up those guys. Just a vibe, man. And it was in Peckham, so local.
Enjoyment.
Enjoyment.
I really wanted to come, man.
No, you didn't.
I'm seeing Whiskin next week.
Why are you even lying?
I wanted to be there, bro. I just wanted to experience it.
No, you didn't.
The industry-ness.
But you didn't know. Why are you doing this? You did not want to go. Why are you trying to front like you trying to go?
Why is he lying?
I don't understand. Why are you lying?
Why are you doing this?
Because, no, actually, there was a part of me that felt like, you know what?
What's up, John?
You know what I'm saying, bro? What are you doing here?
Talking crabs.
So
All you're doing now is proving that you really
just want to dismiss me like this.
all you're doing right now is proving that you want to be industry.
This guy didn't want to go. No.
I don't
So
mind dipping my toes in every now and again.
Dipping my toes. Is that wishing well?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel you. Anyway, Q, thank you very much for coming down. We very much appreciate it.
Pleasure's all mine, fam.
Yeah, man. So for the people who don't know, who is Quincy OG?
Bruv, Quincy OG is a guy from Southeast London, Thamesmead to be exact. You know? Mm-hmm. Came from a crew called SMF, which we now go by Street's Most Favourite. That's the new mantra, that's the new name.
What was the old one?
By. It was Stupid Mad Fresh before. It was a good name, but we thought that we're just growing out of it now. Like, in terms of what we really are. Like, we're not so much as wacky anymore. Before the videos we used to do, the clothes we used to wear, we're growing up out of it. We're heading into our later 20s, so we're thinking a bit more ahead. And to be honest with you, like, the sound we're making, we call it high street sound. So that's the sound we're on, to be fair. And that's how we're moving from now on. Like, that's the way we're moving, like, straight forward. Like, there's nothing else to it. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. When you grow up out of certain things that you were doing before,
Yeah, when you get older, you're
it's
involved.
quite involvement. Yeah. So
How many people in the crew?
it's 4 of us. So you've got myself, you've got Paul Stefan,
Big up PS.
you got Blessed, and you got Tay Made. And that's the 4. Then
Big
you've
up
got
those guys.
Our directors, you've got producers like Dusty Goods, we've got directors like Jay Goods, and we also use another group called Calais Corral. So those are the people that we use in terms of, like, for our production, whether it's producing or videos. Those are the people. That's the team together.
Nice little network.
Sorry.
Nice little network.
What?
Nice
Yeah, of
little
course,
network.
man. We have to create a little circle. Like, I've realised that in this industry, like, if you don't have your own little circle, it's difficult. It's very difficult. So it's good to catch up people early.
Peter saying, like he knows.
Yeah, it's good to catch up people
shut up,
early.
bro.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Do you know what I'm saying? How long you been rapping for, bruv?
what, in my life?
Yeah.
I'll say, like, what, since, like, what, But I wrote my first bars like year 6.
Do you remember?
Nah. Nah, man.
You know, there was a period I tried to rap too. I swear, I think I was in like year 5, year 4, and I tried. And yeah.
Do you remember your first bar?
Hell no.
Okay.
I feel like everyone did that one.
Actually, no, what am I talking about? It wasn't year 4, year 5. I think it was like year 8, year 9. I think I tried. I tried penning something and it was awful.
By year 9, I was spinning man in school. Yeah, I was spinning olders in school.
Oh, sick.
By year 9. I remember.
So you were like battling and stuff?
Spitting's that got me, like, stopped me from getting bullied. Like, that was the honest truth. Spitting stopped me from getting bullied. I used to see, they'll catch us, they'll line us up, they'll just line us up, they'll punch everybody up, boom, 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 they'll save me. Like, no, he spits. Spray that bar, I'll punch you up. And he'll be like, oh, what bar is it? That bar that you said about. I don't know what bar did I have.
I can't wait to stop bullying.
4 bar reload. So, oh, you stupid. You'll get bullets in your heart like Cupid. They used to go gassed. Because Cupid, yeah, bullet. That used to get me saved in school. Like, yo, spray that bar back Cupid or I'll punch you up. Shit. Spray it. I'm getting saved. My boys would be leaving with dead arm. I'd be nice. Or there'll be like a cypher out after school where men are arguing about who's the best MC in their school. And then they'll say, go get the best in your year. And they'll get me and other 2 guys. My boy Martin, and who else used to back my boy Rimsey. We were like top 3 in our year. So it's like, no, we didn't want to clash each other because no one wanted to lose their own throw, didn't it? But we'll clash anyone else. Like, we used to clash the olders, we clash other schools, and then yeah.
You've been rapping from quite early. Was there a point where you stopped and then started again, or was it kind of continuous?
No, I stopped. When I hit college, I stopped. I liked girls and guns.
That's always like,
do you know what I mean?
A distraction.
Girls,
but to be honest, it made for
us.
good like writing material, man.
What you mean, girls or?
Yeah, like all the things I went through, like it made for good writing material because like, you know, we grew up together.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like we actually had a good teenage years. Like,
Yeah, it was crazy.
if you was on a sitcom, it would be like, yo, you would watch it. Not even on some dumb shit. Like we used to actually have like
I can believe that.
our parents would fly out with like, disrespect.
Yo, Q, allow it, man. Don't put too, don't say too much.
Like, as a youth, man, this is like 10 years ago. Like where we were kids, not thinking straight, just behaving anyhow. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it made for good writing material, man. Because if I didn't do any of that shit, I don't think I have anything to talk about. Going to uni, even flopping my first uni, getting kicked out, then going to another uni, doing this stuff. I learned about patience and doing things within the right time and realizing how it's not good to waste time. Like, but if it weren't for me being bored in uni, I wouldn't have like come up with the idea to do SMF.
But I think it's quite interesting that like, even as far as subject matter, there are a lot of things that rappers, especially in the UK, can talk about that you would think wouldn't make good subject matter, but actually would. I think especially nowadays, there's such a vast range of things to talk about. So I think it's quite interesting that you felt like you needed to go through the things that you did to be able to talk about the things that you have. But if you didn't, I mean, there still could have been other stuff you could have spoken about too.
I guess so, but I don't think I would have rapped.
Might not be as authentic either.
I don't think I would have rapped, if I'm honest with you. If I wasn't rapping, I don't know what I'll be doing, if I'm honest with you. Because I never thought of not doing that, you know? Like even before I met certain people, I've always thought this is what I was going to do, you know, from secondary school. Like if you knew me from secondary school, you know, oh yeah, Quincy likes music, you know. So that's how it's always been.
So who were like the first like rappers / like albums or songs that you first like drew to?
What, as a kid? Nah, first album my mum ever bought me was Missy Elliott Misdemeanor album. Okay. Yeah, that's the first album I ever bought. So that was my first like. This must have been no. Tell a lie. She bought me a single which was Crisscross. But we're not gonna put.
Shout out Chris. Pioneers.
Shout out Chris Cross.
Yeah, shout out Chris Cross.
Man.
Pioneers.
And our rest in peace. What's his Mac Daddy? He's the one that died. One of them died.
Yeah.
But like,
please, yeah.
For real, man. Because if you haven't, you just killed off.
If not, we apologise. If not, then we apologise.
Mac Daddy, man.
I'll Google it.
But let's hope so, man.
Oh man.
But
yeah, sorry, go on, man.
One at the minute. The dark skin one, that's the one that passed away, bro. Like,
yeah, Mac Daddy.
Oh, see, shout out, rest in peace, Mac Daddy, man. See, I know my Chris Cross, bro. You can't question, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, but my first introduction to hip hop was Missy Elliott Misdemeanor, man. That album there was like, oh, raw. What's this, bro? Like,
Yeah.
This rap.
And she had those wacky videos.
Yeah, she was wacky. And she was like for the kids a little bit. Like,
yeah.
Like, ooh. My mum liked Missy Elliott heavy. Like she like that's her. When my mum had me, she was in her late 20s, early 30s. Yeah, she had me when she was 26. So the music she was listening to was of her age. So you got to think 26. It's 1991. The music that's coming out is the quality shit.
Yeah.
You know
Was she a hip hop head?
She's an early hip hop head. So she likes Diggable Planets.
Dope.
She likes is it Arrested Development? Like she likes then she might cross it a bit. She likes like Sounds of Blackness, but then she likes Soul to Soul. But my mum's a real R&B head. Like so Janet Jackson, Sade, and Vogue, Destiny's Child, SWV. Like you've seen my house, man.
Yeah,
like when you come out, my mum's got like like if you touch it, it's mad for you, bro. Like Whitney Houston, like she's got big vinyls, Michael Jackson vinyl where you open it, it's 3D, come out like stand up like this, like a castle, like serious stuff. Like
So influence wise, you had quite like a wide range, innit?
Yeah, my mum, because my mum liked before. Now she's on gospel, but when she liked secular music, it was lit in the house, man.
I feel you, man.
It was lit in the house, man.
That devilish music, bro.
Because we used to go to New York, innit? And when we used to go to New York, she would buy the censored version, innit? So we'll still listen to it, but I just won't get the full core. But my dad will go to Nigeria, then he'll get the bootleg album. The first time I really got turned on by hip hop, like, yo, this is mad, was when my dad went to Nigeria, and he came back with this album with this guy on it, and he's hench, and it's got a bullet hole in the middle. And he's standing there and he says, "Get rich or die trying." I'm like, what's this? Who's this guy? Like, what is this? This is like, I looked at it in the club like, I'm a Ja Rule guy. Ja Rule was really the nigga. I was like, well. But when I heard this album, I was like, yo, fuck Ja, man. Who's that, man? Like, this guy is the realest. First thing I'm hearing, and my dad's letting me play this. I'm like, yeah, swearing, swear again, fuck John, yeah. Because my dad's car was the car where like we were allowed to eat. My mum was very strict. She wouldn't let us eat junk food in the car. Or like, well, my dad came back with 2 albums. Came back with College Dropout. And I was like, what happened with this teddy bear, man? Dad, man, why are you always fucking up? Like, Dad, why are you always fucking up, man? This album is shit, man. What is it? I put it in. This is cold.
Yeah. I think you were like one of the first people that I heard put Kanye in their top 5. I remember we used to argue about that.
Yeah,
me and you used to argue about that a lot because I didn't understand it early. I didn't understand it. So
I see him at concert. That's why it's different. When you see someone live, it changes you.
What is your top 5?
No, but my top 5 is weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because my top 5 is not the Martyr. It's not your Mount Rushmore.
That's fine, but that's your top 5.
That's your favorite. That's your favorite, right?
What's in my personal top 5?
Yeah.
Yo, as always, you don't say that Soldier was good. Like, what's
my personal top 5, and this is no ranking order, but I will put.
Other people say that.
Nah, because I can't, because it changes every day.
This is US.
And it's a group classed as one.
No.
No.
You're not doing me dirty, man.
No.
Yeah, no, you can't do
Well,
that.
I was going through a Dipset.
No, you can't. No, you can't do that.
Nah, do you know what? In my top 5 groups, Dipset I definitely did. But into my top 5 rappers, I'm telling you the honest truth, I put Busta Rhymes there. I put
Why?
I put Redman there, huh?
Why Busta Rhymes?
You just say why to each one as well.
Oh, because lyrical capability, man, like flow capability. The guy's a beast. And Busta Rhymes is the first guy to rap off beat, still on beat, like that sort of like drunken master flow. Him and ODB. I don't know. Do you know how hard it is to rap? He did when he was doing flip mode. Yeah. Do you know how hard it is to rap like that? Do you know what I mean? Like that's actually kind of that's a talent in itself. And then to switch it up and do something like "Baby, if you give it to me," it's like what? This is the same guy that was in the Stray Jacket.
Yeah.
You know, like
Really deep in that.
then he will go and do something with Chris Brown. Now you're the master skibby gibby flow guy.
Yeah.
You know. So it's like to me, and then you manage to stay so long and consistent in the game without having to be so gangster. You made fun of yourself. Like to guys that to this day, guys like rappers like DaBaby are copying that sort of style of video, that sort of wacky. You know, you don't mind wearing a costume, like You don't have to look stupid, but Busta Rhymes will do something dumb. Like, he might wear a henchman suit and stand like this.
Yeah.
You know, break your neck. And another rapper I like that is I like the rappers that are lyrical. They're street, but they're not. Their whole. They don't
wear on their chest. Yeah, they don't wear on their chest.
So I like Method Man. Because Method Man to me is the only rapper to spin Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah, me and Q, we still argue about that because I don't agree.
What? He spun him on the what, man? Don't be stupid. And even Biggie said it himself.
Yeah, he spun him on the what.
He spun him on the what, man? And he spun Tupac on I got my mind made up.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not agreeing with that.
I stay on point. Like, that's it, cool.
If he's spinning big, he's definitely spinning
Meth didn't spin Biggie. We're not doing that.
No, he did, man.
No, he didn't, bruv.
What? Nah, listen to the what properly, man.
I'm gonna listen to it again.
Even after
Bigg's a better rapper.
You tell me this every time.
Biggie's had it unsure.
No, he didn't, man.
You know it's for a rapper to sound unsure, fam.
No, he even said it was like, yo, man.
Yo, Biggie wasn't unsure. We ain't doing that.
Unsure is
Bruv.
And Biggie...
Yo, did I do alright? Yo, I don't think that was Dickie now. Like,
but Biggie's in my top 5 regardless.
So we got Meth.
So you got Method Man, Busta Rhymes, Redman.
So he's 4th.
No.
Biggie's there.
Biggie 4th.
Just because I like Biggie. Biggie's in my top 5 in anything.
But why Redman?
Redman, because he's another lyrical monster, man.
He is.
He's another lyrical monster, man.
I think he's still underrated, if I'm honest.
He's very underrated.
I agree.
And if you notice, to be honest with you, the whole style of Eminem, it's a silhouette of Redman.
Eminem's admitted that though.
Ludacris as well.
It's not a rude thing. What I'm saying, like, I feel like what he's done is like he's taken the silhouette of Eminem, of Redman, and then put his own personality on it and ran with it, and it's worked very well. Do you know what I'm saying? But I like the way he always gives homage to Redman. Like, Redman is a beast, bruv. Bruv, he'll spin anyone's head, man, when it comes to this rapping thing. And then my last one is Fabulous. Nah, man, because Kanye don't write his stuff, man. That's why I took him out my top 5.
Why Fabulous?
Because he's managed to stay in this game for so long. And he really is a young OG. When you think about it, the guy's 40. But you forget he's 40. Like, he's so relevant. He can keep up with the young boys, and he's double their age. But guys look at him, and you, as a rapper, you would aspire to be someone like that. Me as a rapper, I don't want to be the Drake. I want to be someone with a strong fan base that if I say I'm going to Memphis, I know I've at least got 8,000 to 10,000 people there that are locked in. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to be the number one guy. You know, people like J. Cole have learned that method of being successful to the point it's made them the number one guy. You know what I mean? To do a £1 show. Say everyone can buy a ticket for £1 or $1, sorry. That means you don't care about the money. You bought a ticket for £1. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's your mindset thinking. I don't care about money. This is about getting my message out. That's a cool method of thinking. That.
Yeah, that's how I do it too.
You know,
if I was a rapper,
it's music. You know, I'm charging you £100, £200 to see Beyonce. I'm going to be standing up. No disrespect to Beyonce, but you're going to be standing up for the whole show. You're paying £200 to stand. Yeah. Stand.
I've never looked at it from a rapper. I've never looked at it from a rapper's perspective that they'll rather have a Fabulous career than a Drake career. But I get why you say that.
Yeah, what would you rather have? No, Drake's career is one of a kind.
Yeah, listen. Yeah.
No, but I get what you're saying when you say you.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to be the biggest name.
Base, and it's not always a palaver when you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
no, but I get it.
Look at someone like Russ. Yeah. Russ is someone that, okay, he's not your top guy when it comes to rapping. This guy sells out stadiums.
He's not your top guy when it comes to anything.
But he sells out stadiums, arenas, because he has a core fan base.
It's the J. Cole effect. It's the J. Cole effect.
Yeah, he's got the J. Cole drip on him. Like
you don't know where the fans came from, but they're there and there's loads of them.
He's that white boy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's the greatest of rappers.
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying? But I just know that his fan base is so strong. It's just like, wow.
I still don't know how he became who.
That's the kind of person I would like to be.
And we say the same about J. Cole.
No, Russ has done it on his own though, and he's like, it's because you don't pay attention to these rappers. If you actually did, then they're in your world now. That's the reason. That's the gift and curse of music, innit? If you don't pay attention to the artists, you don't think they're relevant. You don't think they're relevant. But you don't realize that there's a whole millions of people. It's like K-pop. K-pop is doing better than hip hop.
Yeah, 100%.
In terms of its views, them man are doing better than hip hop. Man are getting 400 million off the rip. You didn't get what, 100? You got 10 million? What's that?
Yeah,
what's that?
Yeah, BTS are beating that on a day.
Yeah, you got 10 million views. Your shit flopped.
Question though, do you have a UK top 5?
Yeah.
What is it?
What, of all time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your favourite, yeah?
Yeah. I would say Giggs, Skepta, Dizzy, Mega Man.
Okay.
Number 5, Chip.
That's strong.
I feel like you've been in the studio with a couple of them.
I've been studio with Wretch. Oh, I didn't mention Wretch.
Is he top 5?
I ain't been. I've met Chip at studio. Nah, Wretch is Wretch top 5.
It's a long
Well,
pause.
he's not my top 5, but lyrics for lyrics, yeah,
Whoa.
I would put him in the top 5. If you want to respect lyricism and what he does with it, because to me, if I was gonna listen between Wretch or Swiss, I would pick Swiss. No disrespect to Wretch.
Swiss from So Solid.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I like.
That's interesting.
Of what I like.
I like your
to
top 5
listen
though.
to,
That's very different.
you know. I like Mega Man because I've always I like Giggs because I like Dizzy Rascal because first album I don't think no one's topped that. No one's topped that first album, Boy in the Corner,
Facts.
in terms of what it was creatively, to what it relates to this day, 2019. That's when that album came out. I was with PS. His younger brother is 17. I was saying to him what? You got Dizzy Rascal, Boy in the Corner? He's like, what's that? I was like, wait, you heard Dizzy Rascal, Boy in the Corner? What do you mean? I looked at it. The album's 1 month older than him. I was having me think, raw. Am I that old?
Because I remember where I was when I heard that.
I remember I was in secondary school. I had a Walkman, jog proof. When the bus,
Bro,
the
I
Walkman
remember.
didn't stop.
Yeah. I used to have to squeeze the Walkman into
In my
my
blazer,
blazer
yeah.
pocket. And my pocket was ripping, bro, because of how big the Walkman was.
Just about fit. Yeah. I remember I borrowed that album, never gave it back.
Yeah.
I borrowed that album of my friend in secondary school, never gave it back. Then he copied it for me and then I had to give it back.
Yeah.
So I was banging the album.
Yeah.
The album was tough. Dizzy Rascal, Chip because he's my age and what he's done.
Well, shout out everyone that ever had a Walkman. You man are the true,
Facts,
you man are the true soldiers. Let's move on to the first topic. So I basically want to talk about Krept Konan, right? Because I feel like Krept Konan, despite being in the game for over a decade now, slaying with albums, mixtapes, all kinds of memorable songs and stuff, I still feel like they don't necessarily get the respect they deserve as MCs. I feel like we all recognize them and their hit-making ability. I don't necessarily think that we all the way recognize them as maybe not necessarily top-tier MCs, but very good MCs who are just able to make great music. And I obviously want to start off this topic by shouting out Krept, who was obviously in an incident over the weekend at 1Extra Live in Birmingham. He's obviously doing all right. For those who don't know, he was stabbed a couple times, but he's fine now. He's all good. So shout out to him and speedy recovery. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to open to the floor and get your guys' thoughts on it, really. Do Krept and Konan get the respect they deserve as MCs?
I think they do.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't really hear many people complimenting them on their bars.
I think
though.
Krept does. And I'm not a massive fan of them, but just from what I hear when people are talking about them, I think they rate Krept a lot, lyrically, his punchlines and that.
Well, you have to rate Konan as well. I think they're both. I think they do get the respect they do. I think you got to think of it this way. When the time they came out, the scene hadn't flourished. It hadn't sprouted the way it's sprouted now. But at the time they came out, they swept everything. I think they won the Brits. I think they won the Mobos. They definitely won Mobos. There was some awards where they were shoo-ins. There was a point where Craden was just winning. You had Section Boys doing the madness, Stormzy's doing the madness, Krept Konan's doing the madness, Cadets doing the madness, Young.
Is Krept from? Are they from Croydon?
They're all from the 7 sides. It was Croydon,
Thought and Heath, them
area.
sides.
Okay, yeah.
So, and to be honest with you, when you look at the scene, majority of it, even Nadia Rose is from Croydon. It's everyone's from Croydon, you know. Michael Dapper, where's he from?
Yeah.
Croydon. They're all from the 7. That's their world. And if it wasn't for guys like Krept and Konan, you probably wouldn't have Stormzy's. You probably wouldn't have Michael Dappers. You probably wouldn't have Section Boys. You probably wouldn't have Bonkers or Young'un or Cadet. Like, could they inspired them for sure? If not, help them behind the scenes with maybe a little tutu moves here. I've got a show here. Come with me, meet this guy. Like, you never know, because at one point they were the hot boys, and to be fair, they've kept their legacy going. They've got a show where they're giving people record deals, and you know, a TV show on BBC. Like, they've got a. They shout out to the person who sent me.
Rap Game UK.
They sent me an interview about that application. I didn't really apply, but shout out them, man. Because I'm not gonna do a show, but shout out them, man. That's them when I sick. But yeah, they got a restaurant that's doing well. Like, the scene supports them.
Yeah, the restaurant's done before.
Oh man.
Like, you can't say they don't get the respect they deserve. People go to the restaurant not because the food's banging, even if the food is banging.
Yeah, but that's respect, like, away from the music.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about. Are you talking about lyrically? Like,
I'm talking about lyrically. I'm thinking the same way we're naming certain people.
They get bypassed.
Pardon?
They get bypassed.
The reason why I think a lot of times as well.
No, but even in the, and they're not even new gen because they've been here for a minute. But even amongst the generation of theirs that they came up with, because you could argue that, you know, around the time that Chip was bubbling, they were around there too. They had released a Tsunami mixtape. I think it was like 09.
I don't know.
But
I feel like it was different. I feel like the bubble was a bit different.
Tsunami mixtape, they weren't popping. It was when they dropped off Young King.
No, but I'm saying they came up. I'm not saying they were popping at the same time. I'm not saying they were popping at the same time. I'm saying they were coming up at the same time.
Tsunami, they were coming up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they were coming up at the same time.
They were. In
They
the UK
definitely
rap
were.
scene, yeah, they were.
Were they?
They were in the South, but at the time, UK rap really lived in North. Apart, the only person really holding it up in South was Gigs. Yeah, you might have a couple dons in Brixton as well. DVS was trying to do a thing as well, if I remember clearly. But the North is where it really was like, you had big
Young's
bands.
Tef was doing a thing as well in South.
Young Tef.
There was a few in South.
There were a few in South, but I would say the North
I'm not even
was
sure if
where rap was
Krept Konan were
living at.
doing
With
rap.
all guys like Squeaks, all guys like Benny Banks, all these
Joe
rappers,
Black.
Joe Black, K Coke. Like,
Are they all North?
yeah, Northwest, North London.
Okay,
Like, do you know
fine.
what I'm saying? Like, that whole North region, like, that was where rap was being dominated. Like, you know, like, am I lying though? Squeaks, all these dons, like, that's where.
But didn't they start off as grime MCs?
No, not
Krept Konan?
really. Krept Konan were in between the two.
Yeah,
They've always been
from
fast-paced
day dot.
rappers anyway. Like, but I think they shouldn't be bypassed though.
Maybe.
I just feel like they do, man.
like they
I don't.
I genuinely feel like they are. How many times have we had Connor's name come up in a conversation when we talk?
Is it because of their commercial success though? Because when you become successful commercially, sometimes it might.
Hinder you.
Not even that. I think to maybe like the real heads, you might appear a bit watered down. So therefore, you may not get the respect as being like a borrower if you've got tunes with like Jeremiah and
I
all
think
these
that's
tunes that are
100%
ringing
what
off
it
in
is.
the
You know what?
clubs.
I
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that's 100% what that is.
I feel like because the way they attacked the scene, yeah, when they first came out with Tsunami and Young Kings, they were very aggressive. You know, they were really the street tag team that you can't fuck with lyrically. You've got wordplay metaphors to kill you off. Like, but I feel like when they was creating the first album, a lot of people were expecting the energy from Young Kings, but on a greater scale.
How would you describe Young Kings for those that haven't heard it?
Oh, Young Kings is impressive, man. It's very impressive. It's
Was
hard.
it like heavily like bar?
Yeah, it's hard
Heavy.
hitting.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
it's hard hitting. The only thing that was more hard hitting probably Tsunami. 'Cause at the time, metaphors and wordplay wasn't really done in.
Which one came first? Which project
Tsunami
came
came out
first?
first.
Okay, fine.
So when I first heard Tsunami, there's a track called Tsunami on there, and it's Conan just going mad. And I was like, who's this guy?
Mm.
And that's what made me like that. Who is this guy? Because them times 09 metaphors was a new thing, you know? Like, I don't know what you can say, like,
Yeah.
bullets skin off your head, chemo.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like, you're like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Like,
They're the kings of that, by the way.
like, yeah, they were the king. They would putting two words together, like, oh, I didn't realize it makes sense. Like, you know, like, me even doing maths. So that's, but I feel like the album, it wasn't as hard hitting as the previous project.
Okay, so now we're getting into it then.
So do you think over the course of time, not necessarily diluting
That
the
album's
content,
sick,
but
but I
they've
feel like-
gone kind of more left as far as
the
accessible?
album is a lot more softer than what you expect from them.
Yeah.
Especially when they're doing things like My Story and they're telling you. And I also feel like they gave away a lot of themselves before the album.
Right.
Like, I feel like the My Story song could have easily been saved and put on the album because that's such an epic song where they're talking about he been chased to his house. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, but I feel like they gave off so much of themselves before the album They did so much. Like when the album come out, it was like the album did its thing, but it was more like because it's like I feel like they were oversaturated too early.
And by that point, I feel like they had like pop hits and they were charting and stuff as well.
I think Freak of the Week was the first thing that hit them a bit low because it was like, it was a chart hitting song and it did well, but it wasn't what we're normally used to hearing from them. With songs like "Don't Waste My Time," street. They were making street music.
That album, Long Way Home.
Yeah, that's the album.
That was the debut album.
I don't mind that though. I don't think it was as bad.
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
But were you a Krept Konan fan before that album?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad.
These man maybe not.
So how did you feel? So you heard the mixtapes beforehand.
Yeah.
So how did you feel the transition?
It was watered down. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Watered down. It was really watered down. That's not them. Like,
is that their fault or is that a case where they're just like?
It might be a label thing.
it's feature heavy. Like it's got Ed Sheeran on the album. YG. They got
No, I think
got Wiz
as much as
Khalifa
it,
on the album.
but as much as it might be a label thing, it's also like an artist thing. Maybe they wanted to develop out of the just bar into more commercial stuff.
But the thing is, you got to think of it. When you look at, I feel the same way I feel with their album. It's the same way I feel with Stormzy's first album. Like Gang Signs and Prayers is a good album, but it's not what I was expecting to hear from it.
Same.
Even though it's good musically, sonically it's actually good. It's just like it's not a Good Kid, Mad City, or it's not a
Boy in the Corner.
It's not a Boy in the Corner. It's not a.
But bro, like that's crazy heights though. We're not
No,
gonna.
it's not.
He was on them heights. He was projected to get to those heights.
Stormzy or Krept and Konan.
Stormzy.
Okay, fine.
No,
It doesn't need to hit. Like for example, Dave hit with his album.
Yeah.
It's just when you're projected to get, and can you? It doesn't always need to be a boy in the corner. It's just when you're on a trajectory. I just need something that matches your trajectory.
So with Krept and Konan, were they on this trajectory and they kind of fell flat?
I agree with you guys there.
I think
Chasing hits.
Because with Young
It's
Kings,
like they were going up.
because with Young,
I think they just went straight.
because Young
I wouldn't say
Kings
they
was
went
like
down,
Young Kings was
low,
like the first
right.
mixtape to like chart in the
Yeah,
UK top
and the album
40.
was so
So
hard-hitting.
they're already making history,
Exactly.
and then it kind of slowly migrated to the poppy stuff, the Don't Waste My Time, the Freak of the
one
Weeks,
thing
all
you
that
got to
stuff.
remember is that the fact that they were charting with the music, but it was the content of music they were charting with. Like it wasn't like it was just a rap. It was like this is street rap. This is like South London street rap. These niggas is charting raw. Like they didn't have to do a garage dance record. They had to do none of that. Like they just did the street and the things charting. Wow. So what they thought was that carry that same energy with your album. You know, that's what I know a lot of my friends were saying around me. Like, I hope their album's like Young King. It's gonna be better than Young King. That was the standard that they set for themselves. So when the standard of that is a bit lower, like it's not like it's bad. It's almost like, oh man, but and you're going to the next song. It's like, oh, I'm waiting for the. Oh, okay, this song's alright.
So when you lot are referring to like them watering down their stuff, is that lyrically as well? Or is that just musically?
Sonically, lyrically, they're still up to par.
I know them man are dropping an album soon. So what are you lot looking forward to it? Is there anticipation?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
I'm excited for their music, man. They're good.
I still haven't gone through 7 Days, 7 Nights.
I enjoyed that still.
Not gonna lie.
It was good. 7 days is dope.
How many songs the album?
Maybe 11, 12 each, something like that.
7 Nights is good if you're on holiday with a girl, man.
Yeah,
I
I heard there's one that's made for the Mandem and one that's made for.
When I heard 7 Nights in Portugal, I was like, okay.
So which one's the one that's made for the Mandem?
7 days.
That's the one that's got Arcs Flips on it, innit?
Yeah, that's 7 days.
Cool. I've listened to a bit of that, but like, I'm not sitting through 22 songs, man.
It's not 22 songs.
It's 12 on each, he said.
I want to pull up something like
7 songs on each.
Bruv, it was. Are you sure? Nah, I see that the track list was a lot longer than that.
I swear it's 7 songs on each.
I don't think it's 7. I think it's more than that. I think it's 9 or 10. Maybe.
Anyway, yeah, but what I'm saying
push
is,
11.
I wasn't gonna sit through all of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I enjoyed 7 Nights. When I heard 7 Nights and I was in Portugal, and it's like a different vibe. I was with my girl. It's like, all right, cool. This is what it's for. I get it now. This is good. I like it. 7 days, we were in Monday, or you're feeling angry, or if you're in the gym, or whatever, like you're doing, you're on the train, just trying to get to work. 7 days will work, like trying to wake you up. 7 Nights, it's good for. You can't listen to 7 Nights with the Monday.
I hear what you're saying. I'm looking forward to the album. That being said,
How do you guys feel about them hopping on different genres of music as far as their respectability as MCs go? The only reason why I ask is because last year, Giggs basically called them out for being frauds and being goal-hanging niggas because they hopped
That's
on
an amazing bar, by the way.
And they hopped on Dig Dat's Air Force remix, which is a drill song, and it charted, and then they were celebrating.
All right.
Does that dent their reputation in a sense? And could that be a reason why they don't necessarily get the respect they deserve, because maybe they're just too busy like trying to change up styles too much and not be consistent and stuff?
I commend them for that,
They
man.
should be able to do that,
You should be able to like switch it up and experiment and do different
If it
sounds.
fits.
There's nothing wrong with that.
it
Kanye's
fits.
done it a bunch
Why
of
do they have to
times.
stick with one sound?
As long as it fits,
You know how
by
we
the way,
are,
'cause
man. You know how music fans
and,
are.
and I feel like Giggs is a bit of a hypocrite for saying that, because if we're being real, he's switched it up a couple of times. If we look at what he was doing when he first came up to what he's doing now, it's completely different.
Yeah,
so he
Giggs-
can't say
Giggs
that.
But is that
now-
changing up or is that growth?
Listen,
Yeah, but what's to say that what Krept and Konan are doing ain't
Because
growth
his
too?
issue with Krept Konan is jumping on a wave.
no, but this
Yeah,
is
but
that-
what waves have they jumped on?
that wave, that Dig That, but you got to think Dig That is
That's one song.
Dig That is
That's-
signed to Bouncer. Bouncer is a Play Dirty affiliate. He's part of Play Dirty, which is Dem Man's label. They have the right to celebrate that song.
I feel you. I feel
Do
you.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
But in all fairness, like it looks a bit like Go Hanging, but if
Why does it look like
if
Go
you're
Hanging,
because
though?
they've done a lot of remixes.
Like name some, because I'm really not privy.
Okay, what the song they got the I
Sad
Spy
that-
remix,
They had a song with Abracadabra, I think.
the Abracadabra remix.
And what does he
Probably.
do? Is he like, does Abracadabra do like drill or what?
So like, it's like almost like, because you got to think that
It was a drill
the
song.
notoriety behind their name, it'll be like a hot young artist. They'll be like, all right, cool, we want to jump, let's remix your tune, put a verse on it. But I don't think it's that bad what they're doing, because it's like they could easily just take the beat, spin it themselves, and everyone will be like, oh, I'm playing that version
Nah,
more
because when
than
they jump on it, it's already a recognised track. So I think his Giggs' issue was you're jumping on everything that's recognised, and then you're just, it's relevant for you to stay hot.
Is it already a
'Cause he
hit
did
when
it-
they
he
jump
did-
on
Yeah,
it?
yeah. When they jumped on
They
the
did it with
Abracadabra song, it
Abracadabra.
was already
it's a
hot.
remix, it'll be like a remix of already.
alright.
It's like
yeah.
what Drake does. Like, you know how
Okay.
Drake sometimes jumps on, like when he jumped on Dave's Wanna Know. Wanna Know was already a big song. Cool, he made it bigger. When he jumped
No,
on
but
31.
Drake's-
With Drake, it's a bit
I'm saying-
different though,
no,
innit?
I'm just saying it's similar to what I think they're
All
looking
right.
at.
In that case, fine. Then I might understand a bit of what Giggs is saying. And if it's already a hit, I get it. It is a little bit of Go Hanging.
It's kind of like an underground hit that then becomes more of a major hit because Krept Konan have hopped on it, essentially. So in that respect, I can kind of see what Giggs is saying, because you are just, and they're not the only artists that do it, of course, but in the subject of them and why they might not get so much respect, for someone like Giggs to say that about them, it might hurt them a little bit, depending on who you're asking. So
It had to hurt them a little bit, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously they felt compelled to defend themselves with the whole story about Bouncer and the affiliation with Dig That, because, you know, they are close. But I guess the accusation doesn't necessarily look good, because then you're looking at, as a fan, you might be looking at Krept Konan sideways and thinking about all the moves they made to get to the to get to a position, basically.
Gigs.
Again, yeah,
That's like the vet, the goat,
it will hurt.
The landlord.
the landlord of this stuff. Like saying that, it's almost like,
And he's
wow.
not someone that bothers himself with people as well. Giggs is very much like,
Yeah.
he doesn't bother himself with anyone. So like when he speaks, it means something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When has Giggs ever really come out of the side of his mouth and said something about someone? So for him to come out and call someone a go hanger, I called you Eduardo. Ian Wright, some might say.
Nah, you're right. It's not a goal.
Ruben Van Nistelrooy.
Adebayor, some might say. Ruud Van Nistelrooy.
Is this a Man U fan?
Nah, well, come on, now, fam. Don't ever disagree.
He's
like
an
that,
Arsenal
bro. Come on,
fan.
fam.
Why are you saying that?
Yo, Ian Wright was a bit of a goal hanger.
Nah, man. No, you can't say that.
Ian Wright was a
Nah,
little bit of a goal
you're
hanger.
bugging from-
He was a fox in the box.
Nah, man.
So was Van Nistelrooy.
Van Nistelrooy is a king of goal hangers. He ran that shit. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just feel like
Yeah, we all recognise
I feel like
that
that's
they-
affected them, by the way. So,
Yeah, I agree. But we can, I mean, we obviously all agree that they're good spitters and like, they're maybe not top tier, but they're definitely talking amongst like the people who are like 30 and under or 31 and under as far as age goes. They're definitely up there.
they're top tier.
Top
30
tier.
and under.
Yeah,
What? What, Krept Konan?
yeah. So
Of
age.
course they're top
They're
tier.
top tier, man. They're
Fair
top
enough,
tier.
bro.
They're top tier. They're top
Then
tier.
you're top 10. If you don't mention Krept Konan in your top 10 in from the UK, you're mad. But top 5 is a bit tight. It's very tight.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that any one of them are going to get anybody's top 5. Mainly because, I don't know, maybe the fact that they are together as a duo, maybe that hinders them as well. Because obviously you'll probably say Outcast, but at the same time, like, they're not necessarily Outcast. And Krept and Konan are, while individuals, you very much associate them with each
They
other.
can't be separate.
Whereas with Outkast, you can clearly see they're separate because they're separate styles.
Yeah.
And obviously Krept and Konan have separate styles too, but it's a little bit more
I
interlinked.
wouldn't compare them to Outkast.
No, but I get.
I mean, by
No,
no
not
means-
not compare. I get what you're saying.
They're very much intertwined. Like
If I was
you
going
can't
to
see
compare
them
them, I'll
apart.
compare them to UGK.
No, but like you can like Bun B's been without Pimp C probably longer than he's been with Pimp C. So you can, bro. Do you know how long Pimp C's been dead?
Pimp C died about 06.
How many years are we talking?
Pimp C died 06, man. UGK come out like 91, bro.
Yeah, but bro, I think Bun B's probably done more solo stuff than he done with UGK.
That's a fact.
So there's not. I don't think it's a fair argument.
What, that he's been with him, the longer he's been without
Yeah,
him?
so the point I'm trying to make, just like leading off what Yemi said, like you can imagine, like Krept and Konan, they're inseparable. You can't imagine them apart. Whereas UGK, you can because Bun B's been without Pimp C for so long.
because
Outkast,
he died,
Big
like,
Boy and
You can
Andre have been apart.
Yeah, take Outkast out of the equation, and you could put in any other duo where both members have distinct styles, whereas Krept and Konan don't necessarily have distinct styles. Like you will be able to, if you're ahead, you'll be able to distinguish between Krept and Konan. If you're listening to them for the first time, or you're listening to a few songs, you might not necessarily know.
Yeah.
But I saw a girl in IB for that thought Konan was Krept, bruv.
See,
I swear to God, this was in KFC.
Was she white?
Come on, now, let's not get to specifics.
she was Caucasian, 100%.
Shout out to Becky, though, fam.
And her name was Becky Matting.
I actually don't know.
Well, giveaway. But yeah, man, it's a lot of things, man. There's a lot of things. I just think it's interesting that, like, in amongst, like, though they've done so many things for the scene, not only underground, but also, like, on a mainstream sense, they've set records, they've charted and all that stuff. I don't know, man. I guess, like, as bars, I'd like to see them get a little bit more flowers because they do deserve it, man. They bar. Krept especially. Like,
shout out to
Konan as well.
Krept gets busy, but shout out to Krept. Konan as well.
No, Konan gets busy.
No. See, I said Konan gets busy.
We just said.
But I'm just saying, out of the two.
Shout out to Konan too.
Out of the
What
two.
out of the two? I'll pick Konan, bro.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
What?
No, you won't.
I'll pick Konan.
I think Krept has more flair.
No, I'm not even saying that. Like, have you listened to Last Night in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen
you
to
don't
Last Night
rate-
in Lagos.
It's not better than Last Night in LA, bro. I like energy. The way you
I'm
do
not.
that-
Listen, I'm not even a fan like that of either of them.
Bro,
Last
Krept-
Night in Lagos, though.
Yo, Krept gets busy. But so does Konan. I'm not saying Konan.
Is that even what the song's called?
That's what it's called Last
Alright,
Night.
yeah.
Konan has to get busy for them to work. So do you know what I mean? It wouldn't work if Konan didn't get busy.
Bro, have
I'm
you
saying,
heard, have
but-
you man heard that? I know you've heard Last Night in LA.
Yeah, no, of course.
So you don't think after that?
Konan can bar.
The week of bar, I've never denied
But
that.
Krept has more like oomph to him. He has more pizzazz. He has more of a star factor, I feel.
Nah,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
What's that?
I agree with that.
Together, they're equally as great. That's one thing.
No,
They're
100%.
not equally
Me
together.
personally,
Krept is the lyric man. Don't get it twisted. Konan is the lyric man, but Konan can sing as well. Konan can play piano as well.
No, Konan's probably a more well-rounded. Konan's probably a better well-rounded artist, but he doesn't necessarily have the same like oomph as Krept. Maybe because of the bars. Maybe because of the
See you, Q,
liners.
yeah? Q, do you know what Q's problem is? Q leans to the person that isn't the most obvious.
And that's
Krept
fine.
is clearly better than Konan.
What?
Yo, you can tell by the top 5.
It's not clear.
It's clear, bro.
That's not clear, bro.
It's clear, bro.
Are you a man alright?
Oh, yo,
No, are you alright, bro?
What do you mean you man? Don't look at me, fam. Look at Peter.
Yo, Peter, this one you got your disrespectful rap.
It's
Yo,
clear,
Yo,
bro.
P, you know when you're going to listen back to the episode, yeah? You're going to hear how mad you said clear. You're actually
It's clear.
Yo, fam, come on.
said it again.
What? Okay, so give me another example of that.
Like I said, I'm not a massive fan, but
No,
from
he
what
said-
I've heard,
What's the gap?
the gap.
Two rappers. Just say two rappers.
I was going to use footballers.
Yeah,
clear.
two footballers. What's the gap?
We're talking like Suarez at Liverpool and like, I was going to say Franny Jeffers at Arsenal, but that's wild.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But and then like maybe like
Adebayo.
Michael Owen at Newcastle.
No, you're not.
What? Between the two of them?
Yeah.
You're
mad.
Yo, P, you've gone crazy.
This guy's
Michael
mad.
Owen was doing bits before he got injured.
You've gone crazy. Because I will say
First
the
of all.
difference is. I will say the difference
It's
is.
like Dwight Cole and Andy York, and was that Dwight York and Andy Cole, bro? Them two are.
Yeah, that might be a little bit closer to
Are you man crazy? You don't even know who on a good day, Krept might take him. On a good day, Conan might take him.
No,
No,
Yeah,
but
I
Andy
agree
Cole's
with
better
that.
than Dwight York. though.
Andy Cole's better. Dwight York didn't look after his
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, yeah.
No,
What is that really
Andy
like?
Cole was good.
No, but
Yo,
Dwight
when
York's
you
a
have
madman.
Fam, when you have a kid like Harvey, you got to take care of him, fam.
Is that Aubameyang and Lacazette, fam?
Yo.
We're keeping that in. No, we're keeping that one. We're keeping that one in.
You know what? It's like Aubameyang and Lacazette. That's the two. Them two are like that.
But but Lacazette's a better
What?
player. Aubameyang's a better striker. It's just not even a question.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So maybe-
So Lacazette is Konan and Aubameyang is Krept.
Yeah, Conan's got the better overall package in terms of singing, producing, whatever. Krept is the better rapper. Everyone
Yeah.
wins.
All right, cool.
I'm with it, and they balance each other out. Because you do
I
need
wouldn't say
that.
that he's the
Dave's
better
better than
rapper. I really think they complement each other. I don't think anyone's better than anyone.
Fair enough.
Because there's times where I've heard that Conan's voice, yeah, he took him on that one. And it sounds like him.
Yeah, of course.
They're a perfect balance.
So like,
they're perfect.
And I'm sure they enjoyed that.
there
I'm
have
sure
been
they enjoy
times-
these kind of debates.
No, it's like
I
Gojira.
would never say that one's better than the other.
I'm gonna listen to more.
There have been times when Big Boy absolutely bodied 3 Stacks.
I've never
Yeah,
heard that.
no, I'm sorry, I'm absolutely bodied.
I've never heard
Yes.
What kind of monstrosity? No, I tell you that there's times where Pimp C has bodied Bun B.
that. Nah, see,
What?
no, that's your biasness.
What? Nah.
Listen
Listen
to AT Aliens
Even
again,
Bun
that's
B
what
will
I'm
tell
saying.
you that
No,
there's
say that
times
again. Wait, hold
where
on, say
Pimp
that
C
again. Say that
has spun Bun B, bro.
All I was going to say was listen to AT Aliens again and you'll see what I mean. Two Dope Boys in a Cadillac. I feel like he bodied that.
Nah, man.
Over Free
Two
Stacks.
Dope Boys in a Cadillac. What? Do you know what Free Stacks was on?
I know what he was on.
You can't say. I don't think he's
This
spun
little
him on
punk ass nigga walked up to me. Nah, come on, man. When you start a verse
Suck
like
at
that,
MC. He said suck at MC.
whatever, man.
Yo, can I just say, we're not going to agree here. I think 3 people I agree. Q's clearly not. But Krept's a better rapper. Shout out to Konan though. Konan's solid.
Yeah, of course. He's more well-rounded.
The difference in them rapping is the difference in height.
No.
I don't know why I said that. Just
Because much taller than that.
That's rude.
Let's move
Nah,
on.
That's rude, that's
we're not
rude,
going
that's
to do
rude.
that, man.
no, shout out to both of them though, man. They're both dope.
Yeah, of course.
They're both solid.
And
The
again,
height
like
difference
this.
in rappers, you have to put it like Stormzy and Ain't Joshua, fam. They're both very tall, bro.
No, you done it amazing. Like Lacazette and Aubameyang. Legit, you done it amazing. You summarized it amazing. Lacazette
Yeah,
and
that's
Aubameyang.
what I did. Like hip hop's like is it in the Bamia.
Well, again, we mean this from respect because obviously
of
we all
course,
respect
man. Like I
them,
said, man,
and
bad boy tactic.
all we want is for them to get more flowers, basically.
That's
Trust
literally
me,
all this
man.
was for.
That's what they
100%.
need. They do need more respect. I know what you're saying. They need to be more like on the Mount Rushmore of this UK thing. Like,
And praise up for
Krept
Krept as
Konan.
well.
You know,
For a certain generation, anyway.
but sometimes in this scene, God forbid, no one wants them to die or anything. But it's like you have to die for that to happen. 'Cause
Or make a classic album.
I used to feel like that about Nipsey. Like, when are they gonna rate this guy? Like, when are they gonna rate him? And then he died.
I mentioned him on the pod. The first ever episode, we was all talking about him.
I used to be like, when are they gonna rate Nipsey? When are they gonna start rating Nipsey? When? Then he passed away.
Like Cadet got his flowers when he passed.
When he passed,
Cadet definitely got his flowers when he passed.
sweetest flower. Do you know what? He was smelling them, but he didn't have them in his hand because he was charting. He was
Yo,
enjoying.
Cadet was starting to get it.
Yeah,
He was starting. He was
Cadet was
starting
starting to brew, man.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. So, Peter had a great idea for a topic.
I got a lot of those, innit?
Sure.
So, what's the topic?
Sure. So the topic is rappers influence rappers. Obviously, rappers copy rappers. There is an idea of homage when someone is influenced by a rapper and they're necessarily, reciting their lyrics. And there could be a case where people just think that you're strictly biting off a certain rapper. So the question that Peter posed to us was, how do you make that differentiation? How do you differentiate between being influenced by someone and copying them? And where does homage play into that role, essentially?
I genuinely, when I heard this question, I was
I guess we need some examples.
It's
right?
tough,
So-
innit?
because I can name people that have been influenced.
So the one that first really pops out to me is probably like, let's say, Rakim influencing Nas. Because when Nas came out, everyone said he was the new Rakim. And you could hear that in his delivery, in his flow, in his style. No one ever really thought that he was copying Rakim. Whereas when I hear someone like a Jay-Z,
But sorry, on that Nas point though, Nas tells a story where Russell Simmons wouldn't sign him because he said that he sounded too much like Cool G rap. So I think it depends on your ear and your position in music as well. You might hear certain things. For some reason, maybe the way in which like Nas was rapping, it might have been like the lyricism. Russell Simmons was obviously like linking him to Cool G rap. But to us, I didn't hear that. I don't know if you man heard it.
did not hear that.
So I think it kind of depends as well. It's a hard one to tackle. This is a hard subject to tackle. Even when I thought about it, I don't think I really thought it through, honestly. But it's a difficult one to tackle, bro. I'll lie to you, bro.
Oh, shit. Yeah, man, it's hard. I agree. I do think that it depends on your ear because someone might not necessarily sound like someone to you when it could sound like someone else to someone else, if you see what I mean. So when it comes to influence, like you can name people that have influenced you, but you can also, especially nowadays, like someone like a Jid who sounds a lot like Kendrick or someone like an Aramay, shout out Aramay, sounds like J. Cole. Like I feel like nowadays there's a lot more likelihood that someone is going to sound like someone else, because maybe it's their cadence, it's their vocal delivery, just as and their actual speaking voice that just makes it that way, unfortunately. And there are going to be others that are straight copying.
I think we got to separate it. Like, there are so many different ways in which this topic can be broken down, because you might have an artist that is intentionally doing something to pay homage to someone. Now, to someone else, it might be, nah, you're just copying this man. But to him, he's paying homage. He's saluting someone that influenced him, someone that he looked up to. So you can break it down that way, where you might just do something to give a salute. Like Jay, on Black Album, he had a couple bars where he was saluting Biggie. He was saying Biggie's bars, and to him it was a salute. But to other people, they use that in the argument of why Jay ain't great.
It wasn't just the Black Album, though. Was
okay,
it?
but the point I'm making is
a couple, man.
Yeah, but the point you man are dumb. But the point I'm making is he says that whenever he says a big verse, he's bigging up his boy, innit? Yeah, so that's homage. So there's different ways you can look at it. You can either look at it that way, or you can look at it as, you're just copying him, bro. You lack originality and you're just biting. So this can be broken down in so many different ways.
I think there's levels to it. I think maybe the first couple times you do it, it's homage. After a while, it's like, okay, how much more homage do you want to pay this guy?
After the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th.
But you know there are multiple ways to copy someone, though.
Say what?
There are multiple ways to copy someone. So in that instance, what if Jay was actually just bigging him up? Just to keep him in our mind.
But after a while, it's enough.
Why, though?
No,
God forbid Q passes away and I decide to start rapping. And I know Q's like bars. You don't think I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Q's bars in mine just so that I'm carrying him with me and so that you man don't forget him too? Because you man won't say, yo, I'm copying him or biting him.
In the case of Jay-Z and Biggie does not need Jay-Z to help us remember him, if you see what I mean. Like, we're going to remember Biggie regardless. So when Jay-Z comes around and recites his lyrics, of course, at the start of it, it's homage, cool, whatever. But it doesn't necessarily read too well or look that good perception-wise when he keeps doing it.
I think it looks fine because that's a small thing. Jay's been consistent before and after that.
It's not like I say that Jay-Z's not a mastermind with the pen. Like, we can't take it away from him. Like, songs like Forgot About Dre and songs like Still DRE, like Jay-Z wrote the lyrics for Dre. So it's like, lyrics for lyrics, Jay-Z's one of the best lyricists. But a lot of ideas were snatched from Biggie.
I disagree with that.
Well, Black Album. Biggie wants to do Black Album rap.
We don't know that.
He said it, man.
When did he say it?
He told me.
Were you there? He told you?
He told me.
On WhatsApp, yeah?
WhatsApp.
In 98.
From FaceTime.
So mad at the dunya, isn't it? FaceTime. But then there's people that I've seen get inspired and then switch. Like, for example, can you get inspired from a song? Like, let me give you an example. Like, Young M.A. She straight up bit Bobby Shmurda's blueprint for her song, in my opinion.
That's a fact. It's not even an opinion, that's a fact.
That's my point, but then she never done it again. So was it a bite or was it just a...
I don't think that was homage. I think that was
not homage at all.
That was straight copy.
Alright, cool, but then she never done it
Because
again.
she would have at least mentioned Bobby
I feel you,
Shmurda.
because to me she bit it as well, but I'm just saying, after that she never done it again. So
Yeah, I mean, she got
do
her
you carry
foot-
that stigma with you?
That's a perfect instance
Or
of
is
just
it
copying, though.
Yeah, but is it a thing where once you copy someone, that stigma's always going to follow you, or is it something that...
In this day and age, you can get away with copying and you'll
Because she
be
got
alright.
away with it smoothly.
Yeah, she just kept making, I suppose, good music.
Yeah, because she can rap.
And it was a banger. No one cares when it's a banger.
No, copying is like
That's
this.
it.
Copying is someone like Gorilla Black for Biggie or someone like Lil Zane for Tupac.
I think those two cases are where like influence goes too far and
That's-
what
yeah,
you
I
look
feel
up
Lil-
to
yeah,
goes
yeah. I
too
feel like
far.
Lil Zane was
It
just
becomes so
taking it
embedded in you, and I think that's what JID's problem is too. I think Kendrick
Yeah,
is
he
so
sounds like
embedded
Kendrick.
in him that he sounds like him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But they don't
so
know
it
what
can go too
But
far
that's how I
too.
feel with what's this guy's name? Action Bronson.
Nah, fuck him.
That's how I feel with Action Bronson.
But you know what? With Action Bronson, his voice is like that. That's my only
but
thing.
he sounds way too much like Ghostface. Remember when you first played me Action Bronson? I was like, is that the new Ghostface?
Yeah.
My
uncle said the same
Is that
thing.
the new Ghostface? I ain't heard this Ghostface before. What's Ghostface spitting on this? So he's changing. He's like, it's Action Bronson. Oh, who's this? It's almost like like okay, fair enough. I understand that you might have similar like cadences in your voice, but you already know who you sound like. So why don't you try your best to sound like something else that's more you?
What if you can't help it?
And I've said in the previous episode, I feel like Action Bronson speaks like a New Yorker. And I feel like that's a common kind of cadence and tone to your voice that New Yorkers have. I don't necessarily think that's down to him copying Ghostface.
It's Action Bronson he's from New York, isn't he?
But with that Action Bronson thing though, it was more so how he was rapping as well. You know, Ghostface is very off kiltered, very random,
like drags
stream of conscious, stream of conscious, like very random. And Action
Mm.
Bronson was doing exactly that, mixed in with the productions that he was picking too. That's why people were like, "Yo, no, you're straight copying Ghostface right now."
You know, you sound like Ghostface right now. Like, you know, it's almost like who else raps?
Your old Drew did it for Nas as well.
It's almost like how I felt about almost at one point with when Ja Rule was being aggressive. It sounded like DMX. Like,
Yeah, true. Yeah,
you know,
facts.
who else is like that? I thought like Jay-Z did it with Young Chris. That whole
Yeah, that whisper flow in it.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. And like you say some cold shit, but it's like I don't know. Like you got a cold, like 20 million on the dash.
Yeah. But that was around like Blueprint 2 times,
you know.
And he had like the Beanie Seagulls and that really all them Philly rappers around him.
know.
But that might have been influenced though,
Yeah, but that's a style you've taken.
because that's like when you're surrounded by people that still sharp and still as well, isn't it?
But that's a style
You don't change up your whole style. To change
He
up your
wasn't
whole
rapping
style.
like that before. Before that, he was, do you believe over the God? Like he was getting in though. But then he did that whole.
That was good, Jay.
Then he did that whole.
That laid back whisper flow, yeah.
And I remember when he did that. It's you that made me clock that. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh my days, it's true.
So,
Yeah.
guys, do you guys feel like nowadays it's more a case of copying than being influenced? Because we've just named a bunch of examples that really could go either way.
I think we're tagging it with different names. Someone will tell you that they were inspired and they adopted it. Like, and that could counter attack you saying, oh, you copied it. Say, nah, I adopted it. Like, this
Now
is-
it's
And here's the thing: once you say that, you then can't argue and say, "Well, no, you copied it," because
Yeah.
you've been told that no, it was just an influence.
Yeah.
How are you then going to argue them and say, "No, you're actually copying"? You can't do that.
Like
really.
I'll say Biggie's, like I'll say Biggie's influenced Rick Ross, but I don't say Rick Ross copies Biggie.
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
That's a prime
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like Biggie, he reps for the same brand or material that
Luxury,
same
innit?
cloth of what Biggie's trying to rep. Yeah, of course, similar statures and built, and even with bass in your voice. But I don't think
He's
he's
still his own
copying.
man. He's still his
But
own man.
but Rick Ross did take the ad lib, like, he took that from Big, but
he's
I
inspired.
but I think even with that, I
He
don't
twisted
feel
it,
like
made it his own.
paying off.
I
He's
think
paying
it's so
homage.
obvious. Yeah, I think it's so obvious that it's a blatant salute.
Yeah. Yes.
So we won't see it as you're biting big because we all know where it came from, and he acknowledges where it came from too.
Yeah.
So I think it's a hard one, man. There's
So
a
do you
thin-
need to be like vocal with how you've been
You have
influenced
to.
or what you've
You
been
have to.
influenced?
You have
Because then, like, you live your truth and you kind of remove all doubt.
Which is
in a
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, you have to. Which is why we said Young M.A. stole.
But a lot of
from
rappers
Shredder.
won't do that because a lot of rappers want to be themselves. So even if you have been influenced by something, you're not going to say it because you want to be your own person.
Yeah, but
So I
that-
mean, it's
that's-
So
kind
you
of like a
think
dilemma.
rappers these days don't say it?
That's where they get the game twisted, though. The young rappers.
As far as, like, vocal delivery and stuff,
That's the thing, though. I don't know if it's old age, but in America, not UK, all these young rappers sound the same to me.
But in the UK,
No, America.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's old age. Like, you know, when you get to that age where it's just, a lot of these young guys all now sound similar to me.
but you know who I feel like, and it's
They do.
it's the cause of 4 rappers.
So is that copying all each other?
You got to think these rappers are all the sons of 4 rappers. They're the sons of 50 Cent because they're all millennial babies. They're the sons. If you want to say the sons of 50 Cent, they're also the sons of Chief Keef
They're definitely sounds of Chief
and
Keef.
the sons of Lil Wayne. Yeah, you have to put Lil Wayne there because
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I feel you.
Lil Wayne. And the last person is Soulja Boy. Let's be realistic. When Soulja Boy came out, some of these kids that are 18 now. When Soulja Boy came out, he was probably 8.
Are you talking about the littles?
I'm talking about not necessarily the littles, just the littles.
No, but a lot of
the
them are-
purple
yeah.
dreadheads, the
That covers are like a lot.
Like, how many times have we said Chief Keef has birthed a lot of people?
yeah.
You have.
I've
You
been
have to-
championing that.
But you can't take away the fact that Soulja Boy is birthday.
No, I know, but I've always championed that.
They have 4 dads.
Chief Keef is really a lot of these man's dad.
There's 4 dads.
Yeah.
50's one. 50 is definitely one.
Yeah,
You got to
little-
think about the time of when they were easily influenced. When they were like 8, 9, 50 was the guy.
So sorry to cut you off. So those 4 people that you named, the people that have come after them, have they copied those 4 people, or is it influence?
I feel like they've copied Lil Wayne's costume. They've taken Chief Keef's persona. They have the aspiration of being a 50, and they've taken the methods of Soulja Boy in terms of like being
Social media.
social media.
All that stuff.
So I feel like there's different different silhouettes you'll jump into when it's time to tackle into.
But as far as like creativity, would you say that it's copying or influence?
No, they're influenced. But then like they are influenced. But like the influence is a fine line between. It's like love and hate.
And I don't think any of it is homage. If we're saying that,
No, some are straight copied.
yeah, I don't think any of it is
Some are
homage.
straight copied because
Some
they
are
don't-
straight
they haven't
copied.
learned
If they're
the
doing it
values
like for
of-
like, then you can probably
Yeah,
assume that
somehow.
they're just copying.
Like
If
someone
they
like
add their
Young
own
Thug,
style to it.
To me, was paying homage at one point, and then it got to the point where it was copying, and then it got to the point where he transferred into his own style. Do you know what I'm saying? So now you can distinguish if when you hear Young Thug and when you hear Lil Wayne. When I first heard Young Thug, I thought it was like Wayne. So that it's all about. Sometimes it does come down to the coincidence of having the same vocal cadence, but then same way, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're copied. Like for example,
Yeah, but how many of these
But
men
then
can
look at that Designer copied the hell out of Future.
Yeah,
Designer was a rip-off.
But that's why
and then he's the first one that I've seen. Not first one, but Designer was one of the first real people I've seen. He got grilled for that. He
Yeah.
got killed for something like Future.
Yeah, because that wasn't influence. That was
That
beyond
was,
influence,
but that's my
yeah.
point though. But then he got straight up murdered for that.
It's like-
he got out of the game because of that.
It's like you can't compare. Like, for example, Quavo. If you listen closely, Quavo, like cadence-wise, voice-wise, sounds a lot like Gucci Mane. You just
Yeah.
don't- like,
I
if
don't
you-
listen to Gucci, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So that if you want, there's a song that they've got where they're all together, and like Quavo comes right after Gucci Mane. It's like, whoa, is that who's who? It's like, oh, they sound so similar. Like, but they don't. Even though they have a similar cadence and voice, you can't say he's biting them because their styles are different. You know. But then I would say someone like a Lil Zane. It's probably, to me, I just keep remembering Lil Zane. It's like the worst. It's like the worst one because he's straight copied a method of rapping from Tupac. The way he used to stretch out his words.
But how old was he?
His delivery, his
How old was he?
cadence.
How old was he? No, but how old was Lil Zane?
I don't know. He's early 20s.
Early? I think he was younger than that.
No, it wasn't. Not when he dropped that song with 112.
Well, calling me, he was a youth.
No, he wasn't, bro.
Was he
Was
not?
he- was it
Nah,
a
he was
youth?
like he had to be in his 20s.
Because I remember him when he was in Hardball as well, from that.
Yeah, but he still wasn't a youth.
Yeah, but that was
then.
before. Yeah, but that was before that though.
But he still was a youth then.
Yeah, it's his fault, bro. He was hanging around.
He was
with
whipping and everything. Like,
Yeah, you're right, innit? He was, innit? He was.
no, he was living life.
I just remember him in that some video with Lil
It's 'cause
Wayne.
you see
Lil
with Bow
Zane.
Wow,
Yeah,
you
Lil Bow Wow.
everyone's a kid.
And Bow Wow
But
probably
again,
all over that
like
song.
in the case of Lil Zane, it's a lot more blatant than a lot
Blatant,
of
like
other
Gorilla
rap.
Black's another one.
Like, didn't he dress like Tupac too?
What's
That
that?
kind of? Didn't he kind of like have the same kind of style?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
There you go.
That's what
so
it is.
That is so blatant.
But
So
everyone's influencing. You're looking at an industry where a lot of them have absent father figures. So where like, hip hop will be the first person they run to when it's time to beat, when they beef, or how to handle that girl across the road, or how to go to school, dress to school. You know, like certain things that you will hear. You know, when I heard Jim Jones say, "Oh, we don't do the 3/4." I said, "Okay, that Air Force One, I'm not gonna buy it. I'll buy the high top one that they're talking." You know what I mean? Like you're influenced by these things, so. Of course, they're easily going to be influenced. They have to easily be influenced. Otherwise, that's not how the scene moves forward. If no one was influenced by each other, there's no industry.
Well, mate, yeah. So in a sense, maybe it is homage in a weird way.
No,
So-
but there
so
are some-
I think it has to be.
No,
in a
there's
sense.
some that
Because
straight.
someone from Rakim's era will tell you, "Yeah, Nas, he's a biter, man. Like,
that's
you know?
true. It is very generational.
So it's all about
as well.
it's generational. It's very generational. Like,
And
we-
influence is subconscious, whereas copying is a conscious thing.
Yeah.
Like you're consciously copying someone. If you're like a young J. Cole in Vietnam and you're taking in Nas, Tupac, Jay-Z, you're taking in the messages, you're taking in the styles, and you might not know you are.
Yeah.
And then when you start rapping, you might sound like
And
someone.
it's funny that you say that because when I wanted to start rapping, like I had an American accent too, and that's because of all the American music that I was listening to.
But we
You take
do that here a
take it
lot.
in. Like when I used to rehearse, like the stuff that I penned
You
and
used
that
to rehearse.
Rehearse.
in my room, of course. When I was
Put
like,
Peter's
trying to
rap
be a
career in the
rehearse.
bin.
you have to rehearse it, man.
What the little 8 was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it had an American twang because that was
Yeah.
all I listened to. So exactly what you just said was perfect.
Yeah, I get that.
I might be wrong, yeah, but I feel like we copy a lot in the UK.
I was gonna actually
I
bring
feel
up,
like we copy a hell of a lot in the UK.
Tell me more.
Even if it's just a bar.
I was gonna disagree with
Even
that.
just a bar, we copy. I hear one. Say there's one bar that blows, I will hear it like 10 songs in the UK. I've heard Addison Lee more times in the last 2 years
That's
than
true.
I heard in the last 24
Miss
months.
Banks just made a song called Bad Bebop because of OT Bop.
Exactly. We will hear a bar, and then that's it. UK runs with it. Addison Lee really is one of them that I heard everywhere.
But right now,
OT Pop.
we're in the stage where trying to stabilize our culture.
No, I agree. I'm just saying,
So, like,
I feel like we've got a
we
habit.
have to rinse words out.
No, we don't.
Actually, yeah, that was when we had like.
Why do we?
When we
No,
had.
because we're right now we're teaching you something.
But why do we have to rinse the same words?
Because
out?
Americans do it.
But that's
How many
not.
songs
We're not,
type in
but we're
on
not
Google,
Americans, though.
Type in
But we're
Ameri-
not Americans.
No, because I'm not saying that because we're not Americans. It's about branding your own cultures, letting other someone else know what you do
I
here.
feel you.
How many Americans say the word shout it?
No, I
You
feel-
type it in on Google, YouTube, the word shout it.
But that's
Now
their
these songs are
slang,
gonna
no,
up
but that's
like-
their slang, though, bro.
That's our slang
I'm
as
saying
well.
our slang's not Addison Lee.
No, but Addison
That's
Lee-
a bar that someone used,
But it's become
that
a
ringed,
slang.
and then everyone used it.
It's
now.
become a slang though.
I see where you're coming from. Mo. People did take that bar because it was popping, and they made it. They put it into their songs.
And
for
there's
that.
more.
And people
You're
still
right,
do it.
you're
People,
right about
people
that.
do
There's
it.
more, and I
People
just
do it.
can't think. But I just feel like we
No,
are,
you're definitely right about that.
It's lazy. It's very, very lazy.
and I don't know why though, because I've always been like, yo, because to me right now we've got the best rappers in the world. I feel like UK are really fit with the hottest,
I believe so as well.
and I just think like we sell ourselves short when we do that.
It might be a relevancy thing. Maybe they're just trying to keep relevant by.
It's just like a reference though.
I just think it's an easy, quick one just to.
Yeah, it's like a cheeky reference, like how you just say it. Like it's sometimes, as well, it's almost to just. I don't know. It's better than saying Uber at the time. Everyone says Uber. How
Nah, I
times
get you, but
know what I mean? Like,
there's more bars, but my mind's just
No,
gone blank.
same thing with
No, you're right,
barking.
because even when
Same
we
thing
had
with
like-
barking.
You're right though. When it's like barking, everyone.
Same thing with
Yeah,
barking.
from
barking.
Yeah,
And no one ever went to barking before then.
And there's still nothing in.
I went there one
anyway.
time.
Man, what's it about?
Of course you did.
I
I
know
dropped
why
someone
you-
home.
Peter's the only nigga on the planet that will go to
I
barking.
could-
And Rams.
I could
They
guess why.
probably got on the same train
Rams
together.
ain't even from Barking.
True, he's from Mitcham.
Fam, what's going on?
That's
here?
the maddest thing, bruv. I thought Rams was from Barking. Rams is from where Dave's from.
Following off what Mo said about how we copy, it's true because even when there was a period where we had the Festa Skank, then we had what's the other skank? There was a few skanks that
Migraine
came out.
Skank.
Migraine Skank, all them skanks. So no, I get what you're saying.
I'm sure we danced a bit to Fuse ODG's antenna.
Yeah.
All that stuff. There was probably a dance there.
Bruv, and even little stuff now. You know, I heard one concert say Energy Crew. Not every UK show I see, they all shout Energy
That's
Crew.
that's
but
like that's a
but
staple
no,
though.
but
So I don't
Oh,
mind
wait,
that.
I've had enough. I
Nah,
don't
man,
like
that's a
hearing the
staple.
same
That's a
shit.
staple. That's a
I
staple.
don't care. Let me rant.
NGQ's like 30 years old, bro.
No. I heard one person say, maybe I'm wrong then. If I'm wrong, I'm not going to
You're
apologize.
wrong, bro. You're wrong still.
But I'm still not
I'm
gonna
pretty
apologise.
sure.
Man's been to like some classy.
Alright, my fault. I thought.
I'm pretty sure you said it. I'm pretty sure you said
One time
NG
for the
Crew.
Energy Crew.
Alright, my fault.
Like, oh,
My
yeah,
fault.
Energy
I thought it
Crew,
was just
like.
one man said it and UK ran with it. That's my fault. If I'm wrong, I'm not going to apologise because I've got pride. But I'm saying, I thought that was, but I'm just saying, I've heard bare man like
That's actually a UK
okay, that's my fault. That's my fault.
saying. Like you go to a rave,
Yeah.
a garage rave or to dubstep rave, and you hear someone.
Oh, that's my fault. That's my
Yeah,
fault.
yeah.
One time for the Energy Crew, and you ever like, it's actually a
That's
thing.
like it's apology, innit? That's my fault.
For real, man.
That's my fault.
Yeah, that was a reach, but it's calm, innit?
I'm just saying I've had enough of hearing.
But
the
you're
same
right
shit,
though
man.
about
Yeah.
people copying things. Like you're actually right.
Like little bars that it's
the Addison Lee
repetitive.
thing was. Really
But then
something.
who are we to say
Or when I hear people
that
say-
all these rappers are not influenced by Addison Lee, the Note song, and want to do that?
It's
and
just jarring.
implement it?
It's
Yeah.
just jarring.
Because it's clearly
drill.
influence.
Especially in drill, when everyone's like, there's so many sayings in drill. 4-door in the 4-door.
How many times?
How many times? That's the most.
Every drill
annoying
bar
one.
starts with how many times?
How many times did
So
I?
It's hard, but it's like, fam, I don't know how many. Fam, I don't know how many times. I don't know you.
I could be a rapper today, bro. Just have
many
Addison Lee,
times?
how many times 4 by the 4/4, and I'm good.
Yeah.
And I think there are different ways to show influence too.
How
man.
many times?
You don't have to blatantly like show like where the influence comes from. I think you can do it in multiple ways. You can be creative with your influence, man. Like I think there are bare rappers out there that like are clearly influenced by some of the greats, and they show it in different ways. Like Kendrick's a perfect example. Like we all know his influences, but it's not.
can't see it.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't come across like lazy, and it doesn't come across like yo, I'm just copying this guy. Like this person's just influenced me to be great and make this body of work, though. So I think there are multiple ways in which it can be done. I think nowadays, like people are just lazy. So
Hasn't Drake
it's
stolen?
just coming across as copying. You know what I'm saying?
Hasn't
That's
Drake copied whole verses? Drake.
Yeah, it's on Lil Wayne.
Like you know the song with YG, that whole
The
verse.
one that you had.
Yeah,
in your
he's a
song of
bad
the
guy
week.
for that.
What'd you say?
He's a bad
yeah,
guy
he
for
copied
that.
that whole verse. That whole verse is not his.
He's done it on 2 YG songs.
That whole the Who Do You Love one.
We did it on another
Yeah,
one as well.
that whole verse he took from someone else.
No, see the one where.
Yeah. How did the verse go though? Who do you love? I got a shorty named Texas Scene.
Yeah.
And a name like OJB. And he that whole verse is someone else's boss.
But he's taking the Leo verses as well.
Yeah,
Like,
a couple
so
of
is
them.
Lil Wayne.
Like his
Like,
obsession with
rappers have done it, man. Rappers have done
But like,
it.
I've never heard a rapper to take a whole verse is wild to me. He took that. It's not 2 bars. He took a whole.
I think
16.
Jay's done a whole. I don't think.
No,
Jay's
he
done-
hasn't.
Nah,
Stop it.
bro, do you know what it is to take a whole 16?
Jay hasn't taken no one's verses. Man.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
you think no one's verses
Jay-Z.
or bits of people's verses?
No, he hasn't.
Bits of people's
Like
verses.
a couple lines. But that's a salute.
That's bits of people's verses, bro.
Even the guys you don't even like.
Like who?
It's Tupac. Yeah. All I needed is life sing.
But he had the mural of Tupac in the video.
Yeah, but this guy didn't like you when he died.
Say that again.
One of his last
Yeah,
songs,
but then
he
when
said-
Tupac died, the beef died.
No.
So wait.
God forbid, P, you die, yeah?
Yeah.
And you don't like someone. Let me
Yo,
hear
you
that.
better ride
Let me hear
forever.
that person mention your name. Let me hear that person mention your name.
I'm squashing
What?
that. I'm squashing that beef ASAP, fam.
You say your dad. You
Squashing
say,
that.
where's that?
Squashing that beef. He's out of the way now.
I
Like.
didn't even like him, fam. I didn't even like- He was a villain.
So Peter, to you, Jay-Z is the perfect example of someone who does influence correctly and paying homage correctly.
I believe so, yeah, man.
Nah,
I feel like
probably is.
the catalog is too good and it's too like heavy for like the little lines here and there of people that clearly he's been influenced by and clearly people he's saluting. It's just not enough to come and say, "Oh, he's copying." Not
he's
for me.
not
Because it's more thought out.
Yeah, it's not
You
for
know
me.
who's copied?
But sometimes it's enough homage, isn't it? It's enough homage.
But you know who's done it the correct way for me? And every interview I heard him give his props. The way Fat Joe done with Big Pun. Every interview I've seen this guy do, he's giving his salutes.
But I think that's different though because
they're family.
Yeah, Pun
that was his best
boy.
friend.
No, but I'm just saying, but he does it correctly for me. Like, amazingly. If he says a bar, he'll always come back and be like, yo, he was better than me.
He doesn't take Pun's
No, he doesn't.
bars.
He doesn't.
Yeah, but he can't say.
I was gonna say, does he take?
He can't even say he was better than Pun.
He can't do it.
No way.
What?
He can't. But I'm just saying,
Bun's
I like
my
that.
top 5
No.
dead rappers, but Bun.
Fam,
Oh no, sorry,
You got a different section
Pimp.
for dead rappers.
Pun's in my top 11.
Wait, you got a different section for dead rappers.
Yeah. Some of the most of the best rappers are dead.
Big Pun, Big L,
Park,
Nipsey,
Park, Biggie.
Park, Biggie,
Biggie.
Pimp C. Well, most of the best are dead.
Yeah,
Even ODB's dead.
This is a topic for another podcast, another episode.
The best dead rappers.
Yeah, man. That's yeah, fam.
Hey man, shout out Stack Bundles, man.
See, that's another one.
Fair dues. But yeah, man, I agree. It's like it's a very like sticky situation, and like I said, I think the subconscious and the conscious thing is a thing, and it does go down to the amount of effort that you make to make it clear that it is an influence. So you just got to think really carefully about like how you want to show that. If you don't want to show that, then be prepared for the copying accusations. If you're well thought out with the way you show your homage and the way you show that you're influenced, then people probably won't criticize you for doing it as much. But as Q said, it is generational, and there are going to be people who are just going to think that regardless of what you're doing, you're copying someone. And that's how it's going to be. Like, you're not going to be able to let everybody know and like convince everybody that you're influenced by someone as opposed to copying them. Mm-hmm. So all in all, it's a very great area, I would say.
Facts.
All right, guys, we've now moved on to the fun portion of today's episode. Same way there are fun portions in every episode. And today, we kind of want to go on a little bit of a adventure. And why are you laughing?
This guy said
I feel
Fort Park.
like I'm getting ready to go to the Isle of Wight or something.
Bro, this guy said Fort Park.
Nah, man. Yeah, Fort Park, something like that. Something
That's in
sexier.
Chessington.
Something sexier than the Isle of Wight.
I said Chessington.
I've never been. So what I want to do now is I want all of us to imagine yourself as a festival promoter or a concert promoter. And you have the sole task of booking 5 rap artists.
Dead or alive.
Nah, just alive.
Alive.
Just alive.
Because that's a cheat code.
I'm not trying to get a hologram.
This
Don't
is your
even try
dream.
it.
This is your dream.
my budget doesn't have a
festival.
hologram.
This is your dream festival lineup.
Okay.
Well, just rap.
Just rap.
So I can't dip into.
No, you cannot.
Continue the podcast.
Stop. Finish.
I say
Don't finish the
groups?
sentence.
No.
Yes.
So I can't say it. So I can't say
I don't know
like
why I said no,
Radiohead.
Yeah,
Excuse
no,
me?
no.
Radiohead.
You were never going to say.
I can't talk about like who's going to be on the bass, who's
You were
going to be
never
on
going
the
fam.
the piano.
Gino's not here.
Just break down the whole roots, yeah. And pick a hand.
What? Break down all 3,000 of them.
Bruv,
Mad thing.
initially, when we thought of this topic, I was gonna think about a band that I wanted.
Oh, gal, man.
And I had, can I tell you who was in my band? Can I tell you who was in the band?
No,
though?
no, you can't.
Let me tell you.
No. Off the pod.
Are you gonna have Questlove on the drums?
Nah. Actually, no, I had him on the drums.
Just for reference sake, I don't want to know. Just for reference sake, yeah. The concert's in London, right?
Sure.
Just so because I need to.
Why does that
Because
matter?
I want
does it
to
matter?
gauge.
It's your dream lineup.
I want to gauge which one does the best.
It's your dream lineup.
Oh, that's it. Just that simple.
Yes, it doesn't matter the location.
I didn't really do Dream.
It could be in
I
Nuneaton.
didn't do Dream. I done what concert I think's gonna pop the most.
What, five rap artists?
I just got my dream.
I didn't say
It's
dream.
dream.
I done it in terms of who I think in a bang.
My dream one would be.
I mean, do
Genuinely,
that.
Yeah, let me stick it to
Hold
that.
on.
Can I at least
we're
finish
gonna
the intro?
we're gonna go around, yeah. So I'm gonna start with Mo, then me, then Q, then Yem.
Can it be a certain time of when the artist like is popping? Like, for example, let's say that.
I done it now.
Just
Wu-Tang
pick 5.
No, because I done now.
Yeah, man,
I done
just-
5 now. If that makes sense. I done
Just
today.
pick
Like,
5.
you might say you want like
Like I said today.
04, 0550.
Yeah, like that,
Right.
that's a cheat
If
code.
you want to do that, you can. I'm not going to, but you guys can.
Yeah.
Because then I would have said like,
Bro, you're copying. Please, just name your 5.
don't ever tell me
I haven't even finished introing the topic.
Sorry, intro the thing,
don't
man.
ever 6ix9ine me again.
Bro,
fam.
you're copying, please,
Don't ever
though.
6ix9ine me
You're
again,
copying,
fam. Don't ever
please.
6ix9ine me
You're
again,
copying,
fam.
please, bro.
That's your back
Saying,
of your head,
I was gonna do.
That's how your voice sounds. So don't ever.
Bruv, just pick your
That's your
5.
back in front of your head, fam.
Can I finish
dare
the
you.
intro?
Hey, fam, don't threaten me, lad.
Can I finish the intro though?
Oh, have you not?
No. So yeah, just rap artists. This is your dream concert lineup, and obviously you got to consider certain things like stature. You got to consider stage presence. You got to consider charisma, all that stuff. So yeah, man, pick your 5 dream acts for a concert. Peter, you're up.
All right, cool. So obviously I got the Roots. Big up the Roots. You know, you come on, man. What's a concert without the Roots?
A concert.
Yeah, shut the hell up. Yo, shut up. And I'm gonna have
No. Ask that question again.
What?
What's a concert about
I'm
the
not
Roots?
asking that
No,
again.
please do, please.
What's a concert about the Roots?
A picnic.
No. Ask me. I got one more.
This guy, let me finish my
one more.
five.
Just ask that question one more time.
What's a concert about the Roots?
A Jimmy Fallon show.
Bruv, let me
Go ahead.
All right, let me finish, man. So yeah, obviously, in no particular order, but they're all performing at my concert. So I've got the Roots, and then I've got Jay-Z, also on the lineup, obviously, and then I've got Dipset, all 4 members, and then I've got Kanye West, and then my last one is this is a bit of a cheat code, but I've got Puff Daddy and the Family, and the Family means Mace, The Lox,
How we gonna
Black Rob.
How are we doing that?
What do you mean? Little Kim, the Hitmen, Little C's, all of them.
I know.
And but also, I'm not even done yet because the songs that I wanna say what songs they will come out to as well. So with the Roots,
Oh yeah, he really thought.
He really
yeah,
did. I
yeah.
respect
Oh
it,
yeah,
man.
I was in my bag. So with the Roots, yeah, they will come out to 75 Bars, which is Black's Reconstruction, which is a song off, I believe, Rising Down album. And then Jay-Z will come out to the Dynasty intro.
Sorry.
You know, feel me?
I feel you.
And then Dipset will come out to I Really Mean It.
That's cold.
You're getting your bag right now.
Yeah, I've got
You're in your
just
bag
I
right
just need
now.
that silence,
You're in
just
your
let
bag
that
right
breathe.
Yeah, no, Dipset
All right,
can't
cool.
really, really.
And then Kanye West, this is kind of obvious one, but he would come out to Can't Tell Me Nothing, so that'll be the first song that he comes out to. And then Puff Daddy and the Family, they come out to All About the Benjamins. Yeah,
That's an easy shout, isn't it?
yeah, man. So yeah, that's my 5, man.
We can go to me.
Go
I'll
ahead.
figure this out. So if you have cash money,
No, I
sorry,
don't.
if you have Bad Boys, can I have cash Young Money?
No, but I said Puff Daddy and the Family. That's not the whole label.
Lil Wayne and his peoples.
Just say Young Money.
Nah, that's not. You can't even run like that. That's not how it works. Puff Daddy and the Family was an album.
Thank you.
Apologies.
I mean, Young Money got out.
Young Money got one with trophies and all of that in it.
Bedrock.
So what? Gotta.
Had Tiger somewhere.
Yes, gotta.
No.
That's good. That's
Yes,
good.
got it,
No.
got
Some of them are getting left in America. Little Twisted to get a visa.
Bruv, name your 5.
Lil Chucky.
Cool. So basically, so my first one would be Travis Scott. I feel like Travis Scott would be a dope
Good shout.
What do you say?
Good shout.
Thank you very much, King. I don't know what song he'll come out to, but Travis Scott will be there. Depending on what time we'll start, I was going to say Lauryn Hill, but she won't make it in time, so we can't bring her, unfortunately. So
Facts.
she's going to get left in London. So so it's Travis Scott. I'll get Drake out just for the sake of, I feel like when I went to go see Drake live, it was when I realized how many bangers Drake's got. Like, I don't think we deep it until you see him live, and he just does a selection of his hits. Like, this guy was literally going back to back to back to back to just features alone. So those actual songs. This guy was just doing features, and he was just doing the chorus and then move on. So I get Drake. So it's Travis Scott, Drake. I'll have Jay-Z as well. I think I said that to you earlier today as well. I'll have Jay just because that's the greatest rapper of all time. So I'll have Jay for that one reason, personally anyway. Fourth, judge me all you want. I'm having J. Cole.
I mean, you had to, didn't you?
Come on now, when you sell out
Well,
all
your crowd members are gonna fall asleep.
that's fine. When you sell out all 5 times in a row, yeah, you can have J. Cole to a concert, but that's neither here nor there.
Why are you stunting for him?
I don't know, you know. I did it.
Like Jermaine needs your stunting, bro.
Feel me?
I apologize, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Cole.
He's in his bag, man.
What'd you
Number
say?
5.
That's a tricky one. Number 5. Now this, fuck, I'll have Kendrick, man. Generally, because that's a dream concert. Also, that's one person I never saw live, but I just feel like him live is a ridiculous performance. I think you spoke about it before. Kendrick live is meant to be ridiculous. Yeah. So yeah, my fifth
pretty amazing.
My fifth member will be Kendrick, man. So majority of people is new school, but I would say J Electronica will be a 10-minute show. No point.
What on earth? Why on earth?
What'd you say?
Why on
It
earth?
would be a 10-minute show that everyone go home. Exhibit C, Exhibit A, go home.
Like, he won't even rap it. That's what.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
you go into the crowd,
he walks around the crowd like Jesus or something like that, innit?
Fam, he'll squash one of them crowds, fam.
But yeah, that would be my concert, man. Honestly, Travis, Drake, and Cole, them man there. So
Well rounded.
I think it is, isn't it? I think it is.
100%. Q, what about you?
Okay, so
Puff and the Family's amazing.
my first one would be I'm going by the year, so I'm going to go for 1996 Fugees.
Are you gonna make it there?
Yeah,
No, I don't think Lauren.
He would have made. No, she would have made it. That
Oh,
one.
you're doing
They
96
stay together.
This guy doing NBA 2K when they go to
Yeah. We're Final Fantasy for
This is a bit of a cheat code, you know.
gallery. This is
This guy's picking errors.
I said 03, 04 to you.
yeah. So then so that's and they'll come out to Ready or Not. Yeah, that would be the first act. Second one would be 2003 Dipset, and they would have come out to Crunk Music, innit?
All right, cool.
They would have come
That's
out to the third one. It would have been. Third one would be 1992/1993 Wu-Tang. Yeah.
Well, Ghostface with the mask.
Yeah.
That's a shout.
Just before Purple Tapes, when they're really just bubbling together, yeah.
For Cuban links.
The fourth act would be
Peter's the only one who remembers Ghostface with the mask.
Peter, legend.
Go on,
but
man.
we were trying to do the mask for a minute.
I feel you, man.
Shout out
That's-
to Peter.
It wasn't really
when
a mask,
Capadonna was
it
in
like
prison.
a stocking cap.
No, man. Peter's the only one, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Q.
Who says Capadonna? Who mentioned Capadonna?
When Capadonna was in prison.
Only one person will ever mention Capadonna, fam. Only one person in life would ever mention Capadonna.
I mean, You God was in prison for a lot of that album too.
Oh, but you go was useless.
No, big
Nah,
up,
I don't do
big
that.
up Golden Arms, man.
I'm the heel with the golden arms. Yeah, wait, so what have I said so far? I've said 1996 Fugees. I said 2003 Dipset. I've said
93 Wu-Tang.
93, 94 Wu-Tang. Like, yeah, when they're just about to go and do their own solo albums, like that sort of era. In fact, maybe just after that. So let's say 94, 95 Wu-Tang. They've done all that. So that's three acts, isn't it? The fourth act would be 1999, 2000 DMX.
Wow, boy. That's
Nah, Woodstock DMX.
That will shut everything down.
Yeah, that's classic DMX.
That'll shut everything
When the
down,
crack
man.
was sweet and it was
Have you not
making
seen that?
classics.
Have you seen that video when he's got a whole audience, like some dumb amount of people?
Yeah, this guy when he said
I think
DMX
that's
was to
Scotland.
half the world.
Fam, dumb amount of people.
But I'm so
bro.
happy he's
Scotland?
healthy now. Have you
Yeah.
seen him now?
Yeah.
He's actually looked so much better, man.
I mean, let's see how long.
He looks like the same DMX just with white beard. Like, grow old, yeah, man, cool.
I mean, we hope he lasts for a long while.
You look like you've been drinking water.
Right. He looks like, yeah, he looks like
He's
he's
drinking water. Working
That's
out.
4.
Eating
The
healthy.
fifth one would be
Drinking something, all right?
Jay-Z. But it have to be like the Rock La Familia concert, something where he's bringing out the whole Rockefeller team. State Property will come show up for me. You know, maybe you might see Memphis Bleak just there, throw some money in the crowd. Dave Dash has to be doing this
Yeah.
with the bottle
Dave Dash.
with his belly. He has to be doing that.
That's hilarious.
Like, that's probably Jay-Z Rock La Familia, maybe Rock La Familia album.
I said, who do you?
So it's
bring
like all them man. Yeah, Rock La Familia. I'll probably have it like that, so everyone comes out and backs him. But yeah, and that's like 03 J, innit? 04.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, so yeah, change clothes J. When he's still in that moment, like that's 03, 04, innit?
You got to differentiate because Rock La Familia J is different from Change Clothes
It's
J.
true. It's true.
Just pick J, man.
Yeah, legit, just picture.
Jay, yeah, for real, bro.
You don't need an era.
2000s J.
You don't need an era for
You
Jay-Z.
feel me?
You
Just
don't
say-
need an
This
era.
guy's a bit extra, man.
Like,
with his
no,
terrorists.
there is errors for J.
You don't need an era for, as long as not Kingdom Come Jay-Z, you're good.
No, man, you've got you've got Waves Jay-Z, you've got Lo-Fi Jay-Z,
Oh,
you've
come
got
on, man, come on,
Jay-Z.
come on.
There's levels,
No,
levels to Jay.
but you're good either way. Pick
Nah,
later, Jay-Z,
I might
get
not
444.
want dreadlock Jay-Z. I might want Jay-Z that just lost Biggie.
But Dreadlock J might be like the best J.
He's on that kind of shit.
Yeah, my favorite J was J with the rollie in the vest, bruv.
Oh, what Streets is watching?
Yeah, man.
Yo, legit. these men are legit treating Jay-Z like an NBA 2K character, fam.
Yeah, but he's gone through
These guys are
phases,
legit
blood.
treating Jay-Z.
Yo,
I like Jay-Z.
yeah, pick your fight.
Character, bro. I liked
He
it
is,
when
man.
I liked it when he had a t-shirt on with no hoodie on. Everything. But I liked it when he had one sock on.
Nah, you don't know Jay, man. You don't know Jay.
man,
Yeah, you're not a Jay fan
You don't know
though.
Jay, man.
So okay, guys, I didn't know you had his WhatsApp number.
That's my boy.
This
your
guy, we
guy.
know Jay,
That's my
man.
boy.
That's
Man,
my
what's his middle
boy.
name?
Corey.
Quincy, fam.
Legit,
Quincy.
Nah, Sean Corey Carter.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah,
That's
level
it.
Corey.
Yeah.
Oh, get in the bin, fam.
Yeah,
real,
me?
for real.
5.
You're 29 years old. These guys are telling, okay, fam.
So,
Like, he pays their bills
thank you.
You could though.
Okay, so
easily. Innit?
I'm gonna try to be as well rounded as I can. So I'm gonna start off with Kendrick, just for the stage presence, for the show, because he's got stupid visuals that go with his show. His performance always dope. I think for like the proper like hip hop heads, 90s hip hop heads, I'd have a Tribe Called Quest, because
Which year?
there ain't no years, man. We're just gonna do Tribe Called Quest because they were sick throughout.
Fair enough.
I mean, they had an era, but they didn't really have an era because they just made continuously good music.
Yeah, that's facts.
Even the ones that don't necessarily get all the praise were good albums. Like Beats, Rhymes, and Life, The Love Movement, they were good albums. And their last album was fucking amazing.
Yeah, their last album was cold.
Yeah, man. So and they went off on a high. So it'd be great to see them perform that album. Obviously without Five, but it'd be great to see them perform. Hey, man.
That's why I selected 94 because ODB's still there. Fam.
I feel you, but I even saw them once. Actually, no, this is before he passed away. To be fair,
seen
But
Tribe?
I seen Tribe once at Wireless. This was like years ago. It was Tip, Fife, and Shaheed.
Oh, you met all three of them.
Yeah, man. But then
Well, you met them or you saw them?
I didn't meet him. I didn't
I'm
meet
about
him.
to say.
I was just watching him. Pay for a ticket and everything. Back when he used to pay for tickets.
What kind of stunt?
That was
is
a
this guy?
stunt,
What stunt is this?
Back when I
I
used to
said back when I used to pay for tickets.
I still pay for tickets.
That's
but
a humble
not,
brag.
not,
That's
not,
a
as
humble-
not as frequently.
You don't pay for tickets, King.
I still do. I can't remember the last one I paid for, but you know,
This
we
guy
move.
is legit bragging on
Actually, no, I do remember. It was this week. But anyway, we'll move. So yeah, Kendrick, Tribe. I'm gonna cheat a bit. I'm gonna go for a beat battle between Swizz and Timbaland because that is gonna go off.
They done that at Hot 97, by the way.
Yes, so I'm gonna go for that
Which
because
one?
that would go off.
That's
like
live.
That's
everyone.
amazing.
Everyone would go off, like
That's
because
amazing.
they obviously both have classic productions. That counts as one part of the show
You should watch the. I don't know if you see.
because it's a battle.
I don't know if you saw the one they done for Hot 97 on Summer
I
Jam's
saw that.
stage.
The one where he smoked Just Blaze.
Nah, the Just Blaze one was like a 3-hour one. That was on Summer Jam.
was rude. Busta Rhymes' face was like,
Yo, fam, he smoked Just Blaze. But there was a Summer Jam stage. Swiss Beats and them will just go back and forth for banger, for banger, for banger, for banger. Swiss Beats does that a lot. He done that with Kanye West as well once.
I feel like you were watching that.
I was watching that
beat
show. I
battle.
was playing that for Omar in New York.
Yes.
But then he also done that with Swiss. He also done that with Kanye like 10 years ago as well. And he beat Kanye. Because you know he just picks the right songs.
Yeah,
And he
100%.
smoked Just Blaze. And Just Blaze is a better producer for me. Well, continue, King.
Fourth, Busta Rhymes, because he's just got hits on hits on hits on hits, and again it'll just pop off. And think of the energy, like, and even though he's got a tonk neck now, he's a lot bigger, he's a lot, you know what I'm saying, he might not necessarily hit the highs or like go as wild, but the songs are still gonna pop off.
that's why you've got to pick a year.
I ain't picking no year, man.
Yeah, because this Busta Rhymes might pass out.
1997. Busta
Nah,
Rhymes.
man.
Because this Busta
But the music, but the
Yo,
music,
yo,
but,
yo.
but the music will still be there.
Yeah, but this Busta Rhymes might pass out.
You don't know that,
He did recently.
He
Busta
can't
said
perform them songs the same way he used to.
of course not. But he's not gonna pass out, is he?
He passed out recently on Bust His Head, fam.
My nigga will never pass
When?
out, man. That's my guy.
Don't like last year, he bust his head on the thing because he fell. He dropped and he bust his head, fam.
Yeah, but he didn't collapse because he was tired.
Tripped over, man.
My fifth, this is a tricky one because I want to go for the nerd in me, but it might not necessarily round out well to a good concert. So the nerd in me would probably go for MF Doom because he's so elusive, and I feel like if he did turn up, it would be you right, Mo.
Nah, MF Doom is
You want to take it
dope.
outside?
Nah, but
Nah, you can't shit on MF Doom.
I
you know.
didn't say that.
Is it the
But-
mask?
So the nerd didn't use MF Doom.
The nerd in me is MF Doom. The more like
The concert going you.
the concert going me would probably go for like a Travis Scott because I really, really enjoyed his show. High energy, all that good stuff. So I'm kind of torn. But to be honest, since it's mine, I'm going to go for MF Doom. Because if he turns up, it'll be a madness. Because
turns up.
if he turns up, it'll be a madness. And I'll pay him top dollar for him to show up.
Hey, man, that's why I didn't bring Lauryn Hill, fam.
I feel you, man.
That's why I said 1996 Fugees.
Because this Lauryn Hill, tell her concert at 7 o'clock, she'll show
But I
up
like
at
that
1 o'clock.
approach. I like that approach. It's not always the same approach. But we've all gone for different approaches.
So what's your
man.
one all around? It was
Kendrick, Busta Rhymes, Tribe Called Quest, Swizz, Timberland, Beat Battle, and MF Doom.
The beat battle was sick, I'm not gonna lie, man. That was a
Yeah, I
shout.
should've gone for the
That was
beat
a-
battle
but I
too.
should have done something like that, bro.
That would be smack bang in the middle. So I'll probably start with Kendrick, and then I probably move on to MF Doom, kind of like
Mellows
level it out, mellows it out. Then we go to the beat battle. Then we go to Buster, and then naturally, because they're boys, end with Tribe Called Quest.
Who wins
Who wins what?
the beat battle?
I'm more of a Timbo fan. If I'm
I
honest.
think Timbo's a better producer.
Timbo was
I
a better
think
producer.
Swiss wins the battle. Because
You're probably
Swiss has
right.
got
You're probably
like the
right.
Rough Rider songs and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's got the crowd pleasers.
Yeah.
But it's like the Just Blaze. Just Blaze for me is a better producer than Swiss. But Swiss has got the.
I agree.
Do you know
It
what I mean?
sounds mad,
Like,
like-
Exhibit C will bang in a club.
Like,
Yeah.
So if you play
Timberland's got
stop, drop. Do you
Yeah,
know
it's
what I mean?
true. It's true. It's true. You're right.
Yeah, Timberland's got
Yes.
them
Swizz is probably winning.
headphone worthy beats.
Yeah, like he's got the like he tried to play. I remember in the Hot 97 Summertime, he tried to play "We Be All Night Love," that, and then straight after that, Swiss Beats played Rough Riders Anthem. Like, come on, man,
There's no contest there, is there?
come on, like we know.
Yeah,
who's-
Timbo played that all wrong, to be fair.
he did not have a game.
What, he tried to play Beyonce, Jay-Z?
Yeah, these lot were going back and forth
against
basically,
Swiss
banger
Beats
for
when
banger.
this guy's got unheard DMX
And I'm
songs.
not gonna lie, you guys, if you got Tidal, it's on Tidal for free. It's epic. It's like 20 minutes. He knows me. I swear by that thing. Beat battle.
So, out of all of our concerts, which ones are you going to?
Mine.
No, you can't pick your own.
Honestly, I think mine wins. Just being honest.
You can't pick
I'll
your
probably
own.
go on Yemi's, to be fair.
I'll go to Yemi's concert still. I'll go to Peter's concert still. I'll actually go to
I
everyone's
go to
concert.
all your concerts.
But I'll go to my concert first though, because I'm seeing some classic songs.
Honestly, if you said Travis, I would have gone to yours.
He said, he said
Yeah.
MF Doom.
If you said Travis instead of MF, I would have come to yours.
Fair enough.
Because obviously you know how I feel about MF.
I think the moral of the story is we're all wavy curators.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes. All wavy curators, and we would all attend each other's concerts. Some of us might dip sooner than others, but, at least we were there for the experience. Yeah, I guess we've come to the natural end of today's episode. So unless you guys have anything else you want to say, share.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Yeah.
Obviously, shout out to Q for coming through.
Shout out to Q.
You know what I mean? Where can we find you on the socials, Q?
You can follow me on Bants with Q. That's Bants with Q, one word.
I think you're going to spell it.
How did that even come about, the whole Bants with Q thing?
Because
For those that don't know, he's also a comedian, and he'll do commentary on videos on Instagram, and he's basically got a page for it.
but I don't know. It just came from like always watching videos with my friends and talking shit about it, and my friends would be like, "Oh, you should record that, man. That's funny." That's why I'll do it, and it worked. So
Yeah, shout out to Q for coming down. You're always
up.
welcome here. You know what I'm saying?
Big up, my brother.
100%, 100%.
Appreciate.
bruv, I'll be back soon, man.
Yeah, man.
And just
So
to let you
bring the whole crew next time, man.
bring the whole crew, shout out the whole
I'll
crew.
bring some friends over.
God's
next time.
willing.
100%, 100%. Is there new music coming?
Yeah, we got the SMF mixtape coming out soon.
Boom.
High Street Sound. I've also got a project coming out with Paul Stefan coming out soon. So we'll be out soon. Gonna look out within the next month. The project with me and Stefan will be out, and by the time it's January, the SMF project should be out as well.
Love that. Well, on that note, I should mention that this will be the last podcast for about a month due to a bunch of different things. Mainly wanted to take a break. Plus, we're going to be in Cuba in a couple of weeks' time. So, you'll have a lot of content to listen back to, 17 episodes. And we'll be back in a month's time, basically. And as always, you can follow us on the socials. That's at Rhymes Dimes Pod, where we do a bunch of different things, man. We do tracks of the week. We'll do One Got Goals. We'll even post some exclusive group chat banter of Peter just going off about a song
And
in
I'm
a
gonna
way
have a
only
segment.
in a way only he can.
And I'm
So
gonna have a thing on Instagram called Honorable Mentions once a week.
that's a good idea.
I'm gonna do it.
We'll talk about that off the pod because you did just bring it on us.
Yeah, I want to give.
Do you know what I mean?
I want to. I have wear team here.
I love that. That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
I want to give the people their flowers once a week. Just
You-
like
you've been
are
wanting
every
to.
week. Because I say it in the group chat a lot.
100%. Fair enough. Well, For all of us here at Rhymes Like Dimes, we would like to wish you... What am I saying?
I said Merry Christmas. That's how you know it's late.
So yeah, on behalf of all of us, we'll see you next time. I don't have a saying to end the show, but let me see if I can think of one. Okay.
Say,
Till
do me a
next
favor. Don't do me no favors. Chill.
You can lead a horse to a well, but it doesn't mean that he'll snitch on the bloods.
Shout out to Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Shout out to 6ix9ine. Wasn't my best, but hey man, it's late. Anyway, take care. Peace.
Yeah, big up.